Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Sean Bell.
Hello.
James Farley.
Hello.
And Matt Murray.
Hello.
Okay, good. I'm glad that catchphrase was a 1 week only thing. That's good.
What catchphrase?
Don't worry about it. We would like to thank our Patreon producers this month. They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights are Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Thomas, Tom S, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Man, Tri-State, Jack Oven, Jonathan Edwards, No Longer a Freeloader, and Grey Dragon Claw. They're the full Nels crew. Honestly, thank you so much for supporting the show. It's incredible that we began for this long and people are still supporting us. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out. It keeps us going. And it means that my wife doesn't say, can you just stop ruining our week with this shit, please? Because I can go, get yourself something nice, sweetheart. All right. That's it. She's happy.
What?
She's happy.
I've got a wife.
Sorry, Matt. Patreon.com/TCGS. Jesus, that's awkward. That's really awkward, Matt. Thanks for that. Patreon.com/TCGS if you would like to support the show. We really appreciate it. Feedback, Matt, straight into it, please.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Philip with an F. Evening all and warm welcome back to Big Dick. Thank you, Philip. I really enjoyed the discussion regarding emulation on this week's episode.
Wait, what? Where are you?
Oh, sorry, I went down the questions. Fucking hell. Sorry, I was like, man, this is a biggie. Sorry. It's been a really long week. So, Luke fucking bollocks Summer Hayes has messaged. Jesus, sorry, James. I wouldn't have chatted so much shit if I knew you were hard like that. Sean conveniently left himself out, saying, "I gotta take that, Luke." When he recapped the incident I was replying to, though.
Yeah, I genuinely forgot, but I did sort of goad Luke. So, but then you should be you should control your own feelings, Luke. You shouldn't be so easily led by people off the internet.
Yeah, Luke. Jesus.
Yeah, Luke. Jesus.
Please sign up patreon.com/TCGS, Luke. That's
all those people who like, oh, I heard you talk about a game and I played it. It's really good. You're weak.
Yeah.
The moment you say that, we lose so much respect for you. You know what I mean? Although, actually, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Matt is influenced by pretty much anyone that's ever been on the internet.
That's not true, actually.
Don't know. Remember when you get influenced?
Remember that? Like influencers. Am I influenced by them? I don't think so.
You went to a signing. Didn't you go to a book signing to one of these internet influencers at one point?
Well, Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk is a business mogul, actually, and more than
Sorry for that. Yeah, that's
influencer.
Weren't you in his promotional videos?
I was, yeah, for a second, get my book signed, yeah.
Okay.
We've got so much stuff to cover tonight. And
yeah, we really have. Maybe we shouldn't focus on this. Sorry,
maybe we should. Okay, Jackie Sniper. Hi, lads. Just watching this week's pod and had to immediately write in. He's welcome to try the fucking bollocks. It's the best thing James Farley's ever come out with, and he's already got an all-time great. Can we get that on a t-shirt, please? Take my money.
I mean, we could do, but he stole it.
It was stolen, yeah. It's totally stolen.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It winds me up. Everyone was going, "Oh, James, that was so good. He stole it."
I know. It's totally
Late
stolen.
Night Alternative.
Yeah. It was
Ian's show.
It was a listener who was who did some very amusing phone calls.
It really threw me, James, because when you said it, I went, "What? What's going on here?" And then when I listened to it back, you'd said it like a couple of times before that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I was trying to drop it in because I talked about it with Ian, and it just really made me laugh when I heard the guy talking about it on the Late Night Alternative, because he was just kept on just dropping just swear words into the conversation so casually that it was so impressive, and it wasn't as good as it wasn't as good.
So when I guessed last week about Ian telling you to drop a saying in, I was half right, wasn't I?
No, you weren't half right. You were absolutely right. You
completely
were bang
right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Matt.
You know.
Point for that.
Point for the maybe gaming predictions. That'd be an extra point. For
I
me, I'll
thought
take.
you were going to say a point for the big dick.
No, I wouldn't use that kind of language, David.
Okay,
And I think it's a bit out of order you have, actually.
Okay, I apologise. Yeah.
Geen, for the record, I read the show notes because I constantly miss the name of the game being discussed. Thanks for going the extra mile, Big Dick. You're welcome, Geen. And I think for everyone who reads the show notes, I really appreciate it. Yeah, they'll keep me in there. Alex79 UK. No, sorry, the UK's gone now. It's just Alex79 because
That's right. Yeah, it's done a C power.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know what happened to me when you named last week's episode Big Dick's Back. I'm a social worker. I had a student start with me today and took him out on a visit with me. I connected my phone to the car to use the sat nav, and the last thing I was listening to showed up on the screen in great big letters. Big Dick's Back. I noticed he had noticed and thought I'd better say something. I said, it's not what it looks like, it's a video game podcast. I then added, much to my regret, it's not about big dicks. My student with a serious face replied, it's okay, and we didn't mention it again, but I'm sure he now thinks I listen to shows about big dicks, which would be fine, I guess, if I was, but I wasn't. Please don't name this episode Massive Wobbly Boobs or something like that. Thanks, love you, bye, from Alex.
That would be crude, wouldn't it?
Cheers,
Wouldn't do
Alex.
that.
It would be a bit much.
What I love about that is for the episode to be called Big Dick's Back, that actually reinforces that the show in general is not about big dicks, but maybe that episode was.
There was actually a dearth of big dicks up to that point.
Yeah. Also, could you imagine if it started playing as well and some of the stuff we come out with?
Yeah, that'd be worse.
Playing out in a car.
Yeah,
I've
Alex
had a
probably
couple.
thought like, well, I could play him a bit of the show just to reinforce that it's not about dicks, but actually it's just as embarrassing. So
Yeah, who just lied and say it's all about
Leave it.
dicks. And
Yeah, yeah.
See,
I've had a couple of moments like this, right? Sorry, James, where it's the next day after recording. What we tend to do, the way it usually works, is that sometimes takes too long to go through the full show on an edit. So we'll top and tail it with the theme tunes, and we'll put it in the Dropbox. And I usually I listen to podcasts all day at work, so I usually do a run through of the pod, and then give feedback to whoever's editing it or whatever. The amount of times things have gone wrong for me, like, for example, being in the office, thinking my AirPods are connected when they weren't, pressing play and my voice coming out of the thing really loudly.
I've done similar to that
in my office. That's really bad. But then I also have it where sometimes I'm like driving and I'm listening to the pod, and I open the door like before fully turning the engine off, and there's someone like next to me, or in the bay next to me, and I'm thinking, oh my god, they've heard my voice coming out of my own car, and then I stop and go, they don't know what I sound like. so maybe I could just walk past and go, that's a great pod.
Why do you put a Welsh accent on?
That's how I sound anyway, Sean, isn't it? They'll go, that's the same voice. Sorry, James, what were you going to say?
No, I was just I tried to explain, like, I told somebody about this show the other day.
Oh,
like,
that's not like you.
Which I never do.
Yeah.
And then support
Was it
group.
your wife?
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it and why? What happened?
Don't talk about that. But the
No,
trouble
you've
was
got to say who it is.
no, just like people I work with and stuff.
You have to give
You
their
told the
name.
people you
just
work
what's
with.
their
No,
relationship
like
to you.
a person. And so, but then I was trying to explain what the show was about and like
Why
how
is
it
moving
worked.
on, Sean?
Yeah,
Why
this
it
is
moving on?
suspect. What do you mean?
No,
One
somebody,
person?
just somebody I work
A
with.
person.
Yeah.
How does it come up?
Right.
No, we were just chatting about stuff we do in our spare time and stuff.
Was
and
it like
you're
an
like-
animal that you've befriended? Like a dog,
Yeah.
a stray dog or something?
Was it a shrew?
Did you just get one of your James Farley t-shirts out of the bag and just say,
And
this
just
is what I
point
do
to
in
it?
my spare time?
Yeah.
No, I didn't do
This.
that. No.
I'm the
People I
talent.
don't know where this.
And they paid money for that.
But I tried to explain like how the show works and what we do, and I just realised
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do it. I mean, I tried to explain that's the
simple.
yoke, and it
Well,
didn't.
don't go in with that. Start by just
you
saying
can't
it's a
start
video
with
game
that.
Yeah,
podcast.
there was this funny bit where Matt said,
Don't give him deep lore.
I was like, it sounded like he was saying that's the yoke,
Oh god!
but actually he was saying it's the introduction to something, and yeah, it's
opening credit. That's the yoke.
Yeah.
Opening
You
credit.
should never explain anything to anyone ever then.
Yeah,
because
don't
that
go
is
in-
ridiculous. Hi, James. What do you do? What do you do in your spare time? I do a podcast, right? And what it's about is that one guy said that's the yolk once,
Yeah.
and we said, "Oh, why did you say that?" And he said, "No, I didn't say that." And then he said it was the
I know.
introduction.
See, that's the thing that I just began to realise as I was saying it. I was like, this is a really bad way of describing this.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
a
said we
computer
did some
game
live
podcast.
shows and stuff, and it was
Do
fine.
you think
Well,
you'll
if
be
you
seeing
ever-
a person again?
I was going to say, if you ever tell a second person about the show, you'll have this to build on, won't you? So,
Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
think of something better to say.
Oh, what do I do? Well, there's a game called Night in the Woods, right? And what happened was, no, James.
Okay, next bit of feedback.
Tom Slushy Machine has messaged. In 1970, Mr. Justice McGarry wrote, in defence of the right to a fair hearing, the path of the law is strewn with examples of open and shut cases which somehow were not, of unanswerable charges which, in the event, were completely answered, of inexplicable conduct which was fully explained. When the accusation...
Sounds like Justice McGarry and James Farley would get on quite well.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It makes complete sense.
Explain something to each other, each spending an hour trying to describe something. Go on.
I think
What
that's the episode
snappy was
title as well. No, when the accusation was first made against Matt in respect of his conduct in episode 419, Doug Nugent, I thought the evidence was unanswerable. Having now heard his explanation, I regret to say I now believe him to be innocent. His explanation may sound like nonsense, but the alternative, that he would completely disown one of his own pun/quips, is so much more fanciful that I am satisfied that no jury will convict. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah,
That's true.
correct.
That's not true.
It's less
I don't
funny,
think
but it
it's
is
true
correct.
either. No, I don't know if it is.
He's just digging his heels in now because
Yeah,
he's been
yeah.
caught. And
No, I
And that's
definitely-
the Why would you ever say that? And why would you stop yourself? And that's the
I
That's
stopped
the
because you...
But oh no, I better stop.
Yeah, but
Like,
because
that
someone else is
makes no
talking.
sense. That's-
Why wouldn't I
And
stop?
that's the
And the problem with
And
all
that's
this
the
is
opening credits.
once again, the Matt Murray T-shirt is ready to go, but he keeps saying new things I want to put on the bottom of it.
Maybe you just put loads of things all over it. It's just
How
all these
about,
quotes.
right, it's a new T-shirt kind of idea whereby it's Velcro and you put in whatever saying you want on it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So-
yeah. I like that
little
idea.
patching
Yeah, it's a
stuff.
new
Yeah.
concept. Yeah,
It's like being on The Apprentice, this, isn't it?
It is.
yeah. Yeah. Or what's the other one? Not Shark Tank. What?
Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Dragon's Den. Yeah.
Nothing
Great.
like being on Dragon's Den. Go on.
Similar. Graham, as the third TCGS-related British person working in German academia, I would like to take exception with the idea of pounding the desk. It's clearly more of a chapping the desk.
What?
The way you would chap a door.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like a knock.
What the fuck does that
When you
mean?
knock on the door.
Chap. No, just chapping a door.
You never
Anyway,
heard that? That's a
No.
Scottish thing, I think.
Oh,
makes me
it's
sick.
Scotch, is it? All right.
Scotch.
Germans in my area, Bayern, would also do a lone double chap on the table if they're joining or leaving a group of group of people, e.g., a table at the Biergarten. Shush.
Choose.
Choose.
Don't
So
tell
if
me
they
it's
were
shush,
like-
we need to
Shush.
answer now.
No, shush. Well, so if they're like joining or leaving, they'll just go like,
Bang, bang. I quite like that. Just sort of announcing your departure or arrival.
Just
without
say
having
hello,
to
mate.
anything, just-
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
see
not
you
going to
later.
start doing that. But also, they really pound it here. Like they're really like pounding the desk.
It's-
Do they really?
Yeah, with
Okay.
force. Yeah. Really pounding.
okay, let's move on. Elliot,
That's the episode title.
really pounding.
Really pounding. Write that one down, please.
Really pounding. Really pounding. The
No, just
fuck
really
out.
pounding.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. You just made that next bit up, Matt.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. Elliot.
Hopper.
Okay, just check my local German Domino's on Uber Eats, and pepperoni
Fuck's
pizza is literally the first thing they recommend. This is for you, James. 2, my local supermarket, Rue, pronounced Raver, does sell greetings cards and is open till 10 p.m. Monday to Saturday.
Okay, let's address this point by point because this is fucking
There's only
bullshit.
2 points. There's only 2
2
points.
points.
so
Well, that's
go
why I
on.
said point by point.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm doing it point by point. Now listen to this.
He's
So anyway, no. So first of all, Uber
Back
Eats
to back.
doesn't work where I live. There is no Uber Eats. I mean, I'm glad for Elliot that he lives somewhere where there's actually like food delivery services. but
hold on, that doesn't count at the point.
no, I have not finished yet, David. You've got to let me finish.
Let
it,
him
right?
finish, David,
To
please.
be fair to James, the issue wasn't that James couldn't get a pepperoni pizza. It's just that it was called something else, right?
Yes.
And you were ordering a pepperoni pizza, not knowing that in Germany, pepperoni pizza is just with peppers on it,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
with pepperoni sausage.
Yeah, but Elliot's saying here that when you look on Uber Eats, pepperoni pizza is a pepperoni pizza, isn't it?
Well, I don't give
that's not what Elliot has said.
Right,
Elliot's just said
okay.
pepperoni pizza is literally the first thing they recommend. No mention as
but
to
it
what's
could have been
actually
called
on.
something else. Okay.
So, Elliot,
all
we
right,
need
fair
further
enough.
clarification, please.
Fair enough.
If a screenshot would be amazing.
Stay corrected.
But also, don't give a fuck because I can't get it here, and I can only get local pizzerias that don't sell that kind of pizza, which is annoying. But yeah, no Uber Eats here. We can get Lieferando, but that's about all. And I've got
can't wait for
four
point two,
choices.
Go on.
So my local super. Okay, so first of all, as far as I know, it's actually pronounced Reve. That's what I've been told. But it
says Raver according to Elliot's message.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that because. But
you're calling him a liar.
I'm disputing that maybe different. You know where he is, but you know whatever.
These days now, I'm saying they're mistaken.
Yeah, but
possibly.
More to the point, we don't have one of those where I live either. So that's I don't care if they sell greetings cards.
What the fuck do you have where you live, James?
We've got. I'll tell you, we've got an Edeka, we've got a Penny, and we've got a Lidl and an Aldi. None of those sell greetings cards. So there you go.
Convenient.
Lidl do banging brownies though.
You want to move somewhere with a raver?
Yeah, you do want to move somewhere a little bit better by the sounds of it, James.
Anywhere else, apparently.
No, it's just I live outside the city, so it doesn't have all of these services. You know.
Okay. Maybe live in the city.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Consider that.
I could do that, but it's far away and it's more expensive as well.
You take your curtains. Oh, money's no object with you. Right, okay, should we get on to the
let's
next?
move on.
He lives in a cardboard box in a forest.
He has got one of those garages like in Breaking Bad, where it's just a big long stack of money. Cash.
Yeah.
Also, Chris in the chat, I don't live in East Germany, I live in West Germany. So there you go.
Ooh.
That's a bit of a hint.
A bit of info for the folks trying to triangulate James' position.
I like the fact that the thousands and thousands of listeners now just had to hear that because you couldn't let that go. You couldn't let that go by.
Refused.
Well, no, he's insinuating that the fact that I can't get these services is because I live in East Germany, and it's not true.
That, and we haven't read that out, and you've just started on someone that they've got no idea about. It's like me just in the middle of talking about whatever game I'm playing. I'm going, Brian, no, because I don't agree with that. All right.
No, I thought I'd just set the record straight, you know?
Okay.
So you're what?
What?
Set the record straight. Okay.
Yeah, set the record straight, Matt.
Okay.
What was that?
I thought you said something. Shall we move on? Shall we move on? Can we move on?
Quips. Yeah.
You almost got in there. Spud, the one and only, has messaged, "Hi lads, first time writer, etc., etc. I've been meaning to write him for some time, but listening to Saka White Rice. It's an Arsenal pun, but listen to Sack of White Rice's feedback last week compelled me to type angrily into your feedback form for my mechanical keyboard. I hope it's low profile. I love the intro outro music, and it should be listened to in its entirety to get the full TCGS experience. Your podcast is by far and away my favourite, and I look forward to it every week. That is all. Keep up the great work. Quips, and love the puns, Matt. From the one and only Spud."
Yes, Spud. Thanks for that.
Thanks,
That's
Spud.
a genuinely
Appreciate
nice message to get for a change.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got an opposing view coming up.
Oh, okay. Come on then.
This is from Fuck Wizard.
That's an episode title.
It's my favourite of all the wizards. Good evening, all. Since TCGS's hottest debate has been reignited, just piling on with the end theme music being far too long argument. I really enjoyed Theme V2 when it first came along, but it's been well and truly spoiled by outstaying its welcome by a gargantuan margin at the end of each episode, which I'm often listening to in the car, and I'm always afraid of blindly skipping through 30-second chunks lest I miss a naughty little James giggle or similar cheeky treat that someone's tacked on at the very end. I've heard no compelling argument for keeping it the way it is, James enjoying a leisurely listen at one time per year he gets through and the whole episode doesn't cut it. And if I recall correctly, even the composer themselves once came out in support of trimming it down. I'm just a bit of a bat.
Yeah, I think so.
Nick Parton was against playing the full thing.
Fucking hell,
Nick.
Nick.
Nick's like, look, everyone's finding me annoying by proxy now because you look
It's affecting business, boys. Okay, and I had that. It's just a bit of a bad vibe to finish each episode mildly frustrated at what comes across being like simply poor podcasting practice.
What?
We're nominated for a fucking award, fuck wizard.
Yeah.
What have you done? Which probably comes across harshly.
wizard.
Yeah, well, good point,
So
Harry.
probably a lot.
Yeah.
Which probably comes across harsher than I feel it should, but it comes up from a place of love. I'm just harsh because I care about you. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Benny, stop hitting your brother or I'll turn this car around. Regards, fuck wizard.
Cheers, the whiz. I don't agree with you. Next bit of feedback.
Okay, next bit of feedback is from Phil. Just in case it had been forgotten, I'd like to draw your attention to the Pun Master's joke, I think that's me, on the same level as That's the Yoke. Episode 269, 46 minutes, 30 seconds. Very much owned it this time, though. Also worth continuing to listen after the joke for a bonus. Now, I haven't... This is a long time ago, but I've got it ready to go.
As well?
I don't know what I say. I don't know what we're talking about, so this is a risk.
Okay,
but
let's
it is out in the world, but... Okay, so it basically should start in about 5 seconds after I start, but let's just see
Here
what
we
it
go.
says.
All right.
There's a bit of lead
So
into
I'm sure
it.
this is probably going to be something that will become like more widespread as something. But that was Epic's main victory, as it were, was that they managed to get that.
Well, it's their only victory, wasn't it? Really?
It was, yeah, because I mean Apple won all the other counts,
all right, keep
including
Really?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and the court decided no, they're not running a monopoly, and.
No, they're running Scrabble.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
terrible.
god, that is awful.
Oh, come on.
It doesn't even make any sense.
I knew that was coming.
And then the bit after that is where
Oh.
Ian gets attacked by a stray cat that keeps coming in his house.
Okay, what? Okay, I'll leave.
Oh, James, why were you recording in a wind tunnel there? Like,
I don't
Yeah.
know. Was
Premier
that
Rennie.
when I first moved here? And
it must have been.
and there was
it
nothing
must
in the
have
room, and it was a bit,
Possibly, yeah. You can tell you haven't got curtains.
yeah.
Yeah. While we're playing old clips, can I play this bit for the listeners? Because,
Oh, no.
I
listened
the
to-
one you put in the
Yeah,
group?
yeah. This one I posted in the WhatsApp group.
Oh,
So
yes, this is. Yeah.
I listen to old TCGS podcasts all the time. I don't know why. Ego, I guess. But I came across this. This is from 2021. A little clip of us talking about broken bones. Ready?
Matt, I assume you broke bones every week.
No, I've
your
never
extreme
broken a bone.
lifestyle.
Have you not?
What?
No, I'd like to see what it feels like, but no, I've never done it.
You'd like to know what it feels like? Coming. I think it might be coming.
If I get a point for that, I get a point for that.
Oh, it came all right. It came.
How is your wrist?
It's never going to be 100%. Yeah, I've got his exercises. If I don't do them for a week, you can really feel it. I mean, it works. It does everything I need it to do, but it just sometimes aches a bit. And also, I've been told that in when it gets cold, it's going to really hurt. So that's fun, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you see?
That'll be
did
really
you
good
see-
when you next go snowboarding as well.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Did you see the non-league video? The player that looked like he broke his wrist on the football pitch
Oh, no.
this week. he's walking off and he looks in so much pain. And all of the physios are around him, holding him as he's walking off the pitch. And you just hear but start clapping as he's walking over. Unlucky, son, unlucky. Oh, yeah, chin up, son, chin up, unlucky. And then it all goes quiet. Someone at the back goes, hope it's not your wanking arm. It's just like,
That's dirty.
it's so... They will always get a laugh. I'm sorry, it's too good. Right, is that it for the feedback?
Yes, go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Leave your feedback.
I suppose we better start talking about video games then at some point.
Boring.
Shouldn't we? So, should we get on with the news?
We could do the news, but it's ridiculous because they keep adding new things. Well, okay,
What,
they keep
news?
speaking-
They keep saying
James,
when you-
James, is they in the room right now?
no, what the human race?
Yeah, people keep saying things,
the
and then I have to
industry.
add it to this. It's really
You're
annoying.
the news hound. You should be loving this.
Do you think people who do the news full time are just like, God, just stuff just keeps happening?
I bet they are.
Tell
Seriously.
everyone about everything that happens.
And the producers of the news shows are going, "Hey, it's never gonna run dry, is it? This well."
It's true though, definitely. Like, I bet they're sitting there just being like, "Oh, do I have to report this one?" Like, what's the
Because
point?
they're getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Just like
But anyway, so the first bit
You're
of news...
getting a decent wage, so you
Yeah.
can fucking wind your neck in a little
Not
bit.
far
yeah?
from that, James. Fucking.
There's a lot of words today. So anyway, first story is that Game Freak have acknowledged that there's been a massive data breach, and it appears that all the employee info is online. This is for like people that are current and former employees, and it says 2,000 pieces of employee information have been stolen from the company, and there's also like rumors of like games that are coming out in the future, but also like films and all this sort of thing. Do you want to know what the rumors are or not?
Before you do the rumours, who are Game Freak, please?
Dave.
Pokemon Company.
You know, Game
yeah,
Freak
okay.
are?
No. I know who Game Freak are. There's people listening that might not know who Game Freak are, so I'm trying
I'd
to
be
help
surprised. I'd be surprised.
That's just great podcasting, James. You could learn a
out.
thing or
It's a
two.
podcast, isn't it? It's award-winning, hopefully. Find out next week.
Oh, yeah, next
We
week,
just
Billy.
always say that. Award-winning, hopefully.
Yeah, at some point in the future.
One day.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, let's not say that. On
Stop
mic.
saying that. Like,
James, how many times?
James, you're
You need to
filthy
stop saying
But
that.
it is. It's coming.
Okay, James.
Oh my
dog.
god.
Okay. Yes, let's hear
It's
let's hear what's
coming.
been announced. I guess. No, it hasn't been announced. It feels a bit bad reading out everything.
That's-
Yeah,
right.
if
that's
it's
why I would-
maliciously obtained information, I'd rather just.
I mean, it's not
pretend it
very
didn't
interesting anyway, to be honest. But I thought I'd give you.
exist. Oh, well, that's all right then, isn't
Fucking
it?
hell.
Yeah, I thought I'd give you
Freak-
the option because you know,
I've
like,
Game
looked
Freak
up all the
employees
employees'
choose-
information. It's boring.
yeah,
If you're gonna hack something, make it cool, not this bollocks.
I can imagine the meeting tomorrow. They're going, look, things have got worse. What? We've lost more data? No, James said everything that leaked was boring.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna.
no, it just
recover
all
from
looks
this.
like the usual predictable stuff, and it's like I don't know why they bother. Like it's just like.
Well,
Well,
people in
who's
the chat-
they in
people
this
the-
case?
People
No,
in the
the
chat are
hackers.
mentioning. So I've seen some of this. There is allegedly some weird perv stuff has been leaked, like some like Pokemon lore that people apparently, allegedly, people within Game Freak wrote, and it's fucking weird, and was definitely never
okay.
meant to see the light of day.
Yeah, but then
um,
why was it saved somewhere?
I don't
Where's
know.
that?
This is what I mean. It feels. I don't know if it's been confirmed how legitimate it is.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Probably safe
maybe
for
they
that
got a
to come out.
Patreon.
Any of that?
Maybe they got Patreon.
Oh yeah, they could have read it out. Okay, so that's sad, isn't it? Data breach and that.
So next story though is that Nintendo are releasing an alarm clock called Alarmo. It costs £90 and it's available at the moment for Switch Online subscribers. And yeah,
Who's pre-ordered one? Come on, which one of you freaks has done one?
This might be the worst product of all time, is it?
it
I
doesn't
think
make a
it's-
lot of sense, does it? Like it really doesn't.
Okay, right. So
I mean, first off,
Um,
do any of us need an alarm? I suppose Matt, you might.
Well, I've...
no.
What's that implying? Sean.
Okay, but okay, Sean. Holy fuck! This episode is
Fucking hell! You absolute cunt.
That was brutal. That was
Oh, we were
brutal.
fucking friends.
I just meant
There's no one to wake you up, Matthew.
Because you're alone.
We've lost James. We might lose James for the first time in a while. We might lose James.
Okay. Okay.
Did he pass out then,
it's a
James?
dig.
No.
Purely practical level.
Yeah, what were you thinking? No.
were you
Because all our
thinking?
kids wake us up, whereas Matt
Right,
has to-
okay, you were actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it was that thing.
Well, I think
It doesn't
right,
matter.
okay.
It's,
Can I
I'm not
just
offended.
explain something first, right? Can I,
Yes.
Before we go into this, because one of the things that I think, one of the reasons why I think this is the worst product ever created, is partly down to the fact that you're sitting there going, "Who is this for?"
Yeah.
But it was really funny because they treated this as a big announcement, Nintendo, that they were releasing, and I saw like the opening snippet. And I was like, "Holy shit! I cannot wait to show the kids this."
Yeah.
A Nintendo officially released alarm clock. Like if it's got different characters on it and different stuff happens on the screen, or they turn something into a game, I can see this being massive. Like, and then I watched the trailer and I could not quite believe just how misjudged it was. Like from everything. I mean, if you've not seen the trailer for Alarmo, the Nintendo clock yet, then please go and look at it, because I mean, it starts off by going, "Hey, let's have a look and see how Alarmo wakes you up," and it starts playing one of the most irritating songs in recent Mario history, right? It's good. It serves a purpose. I'm not slagging off Jumps Superstar, whatever it's called, from Mario Odyssey. But if I was choosing a song to wake up to, that would be low down the list in the Nintendo catalogue, right? And then the actor in the rolled over, and it started like going bling bling along, bling bling along, boing boing boing.
Yeah, like motion sensing, isn't
But
it?
it was just the coin noise, wasn't it?
No, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It
It
was
was
the
all
skidding
noise.
one.
Okay.
You know the skidding sound when it would go like when he's running the other way. It
did
had
that
all
as
of
well.
that.
Brilliant.
And the actor looked pissed off. Like it was sort of
look,
like
this is
as
it,
if to
right,
go,
is that-
fuck this.
And any alarm, it doesn't matter what sound it makes, you will come to resent it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I presume we've all tried, like, oh, well, I'll use, like, one of my favourite podcasts as an alarm. I'll use a song I really like as an alarm. 3 days in, I'm just like, fucking shut up. I hate this now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, or when you ever have that moment when you're in an office and someone's like set an alarm on their phone and
Oh,
it goes
God,
off
yeah.
and it
Oh,
puts
yeah,
a shiver down your
Yeah,
spine
yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
just sort of expecting
PTSD.
to wake up back in your bed again. But,
So, why
it's
do you think this
motion
isn't for
sensing.
kids? So, okay.
Right,
let's
well,
walk on.
okay, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But you got motion sensing, and the idea is that when you're moving about, it makes further sounds for some reason. It doesn't really explain why it does that, but it makes more sound effects. The other example they gave was the fucking Splatoon music. A, never want to wake up to that music. B, the moving sounds with the splatting noises as you're firing a
it sounds
gun.
like you're being
So it was just
shot
like-
at.
Yeah.
It was
Mm.
just awful. And then, so what? Why isn't this for kids?
Well,
there's two reasons.
There's another
One-
bit as well, though, from that. You know, there was that other feature they revealed as well, which I thought was really strange, which was
Go on.
it's like the ambient sound thing that was supposed to help get you to sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, and
well,
that
Did you
was
hear
annoying.
some of those sounds? It's
Yeah,
like,
it
there's
was
no way
really
you're
bad.
sleeping
Yeah, it
through
was
that.
dreadful. It was dreadful. I hate it. I hated it. So why isn't this for kids? I'll tell you two reasons. One, it's £90.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the most popular kids alarm clock at the moment? Is a glow clock, right?
Oh, yeah, we had one of those for
Well, the thing
Rachel.
is,
Yeah, we
like,
still
for,
use one of those.
for less than 90. So, like, I've probably mentioned it before, but Isaac has a Yoto player, which is like a
Okay.
kid's smart speaker.
Cool.
And it's got like, so you can get like cards with like, obviously they have like an NFC chip in them, so you can put them. It's like audio books, and you can put cards in it. But
Get our
also,
podcast on there.
you can do podcasts on it, and there's like a daily Yoto podcast and stuff. So that's got all that, and that's less than this.
So the Grow clock, which is probably the most common young children's alarm clock, it's like the asking price is £40, which is still quite expensive. But then you're looking at like you can get them £10 second hand or £25 on special offers. I'm looking at now. Tommy Tippy themselves are selling it for £25 at the moment, right? £90 for this Nintendo one is crazy.
Yeah.
Secondly, it seems to be like, so one of the advantages it's saying for the motion detecting is that you can monitor your sleep. But I mean, that's for like adults that want to monitor that in like as part of their healthy
that's a
lifestyle,
feature
right?
not really for a kid, is it?
But it also said it's all like, it's not going to be very accurate either. Like for something like that, it's
No, of course it's not.
So what's the point? You know?
Here's the thing I like. I like the look of it. I like the design. I like the way that you control it by twisting that knob at the top and pressing it down like the button, right? I thought that looked really cool, right? The screen I love, and if there's just Mario characters running around on the screen or whatever, fine, right? But you're £90. I do not understand who this is for. In fact, it actively sounds fucking annoying. They were like, "Hey, you can download more things." I don't. No one wants that. No one
Find
wants
more
that.
games annoying.
But
Like-
kids might though. I mean, I agree. It does sound annoying as hell in the video, but I think kids will probably want these. And parents were like, "Yeah, I'll give you a £90 alarm clock."
It's strange
They will
because
sell.
Nintendo have had a thing about alarm clocks though for a while, because I remember on the DS, like, do you remember like the DSiWare stuff?
there
Yeah,
was
they
an
wanted
app,
you to
wasn't
keep
there?
it as a thing, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
And they had all like you could
Clock
download like Mario Clock and Zelda Clock and
Yeah.
stuff. It's what's the
Matt,
thing?
you think kids want this? Because I showed my kids and they were like, "No, absolutely not."
I think some kids
Astro
will. I
had
mean,
no
I
interest
think
either.
it's a very random product for Nintendo to work on and release, but that's Nintendo.
Well,
I guess,
because where are we all at in terms of our kids getting up? Because I know like Dave and I are getting woken up at like 6 a.m. at the latest most days.
yeah, I
but,
mean,
like, is
Elodie's
Elodie
got a little
sleeping
alarm
or-
clock, and
Right,
she
okay.
sets it for, I don't know, 6:30 or 7. She wakes up, and that's that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like Rachel gets up at 6 every morning anyway.
Mhm.
You know, just
Does she
'cause-
really still now?
Yeah, she always gets up
Holy
at 6.
shit!
And then she just wakes everyone else up. So what does it matter? She goes in the
On
kitchen.
purpose?
No,
or-
she goes
Okay.
in the kitchen with headphones on
Okay.
at like 6 in the morning and is just like crashing about because she can't because she can't hear how loud she's being. And
Right,
it's
because
just,
she, okay.
Yeah, but she's making you breakfast in bed
Yeah.
because you
I must
demanded
say,
it.
from what you've shown us, she's actually amazing in the kitchen. So.
I know, but
Yeah.
she doesn't do that.
Apart from the noise, Sean, you know.
I do not understand what this product is, who it's for, or why it exists. Other than for Nintendo saying we kind of want to watch you sleep. To be honest, guys.
Well, because we haven't
weird.
really explained, have we?
Weird.
The thing is that in order to stop the alarm, it has to detect like a certain amount of consistent movement from you. So you can't just whack the button. You can't just wave your arm.
Well,
and
no,
go,
presumably you can still whack the button to turn it off, right?
I assumed the whole point was it had to detect you moving, but I don't know. Maybe not.
That would be insane if that's the only way to turn it off.
Would be very
No,
funny.
no, no.
The-
It has to be that big button on top. That would be.
The
Even
example
by
they
Nintendo,
gave
that'd
was
be
But then why have the motion sensor?
because they're
Bit of a
weird.
laugh, isn't it?
Do you know what this reminded me
Banter.
of? And I read about this years ago, and it still makes me laugh, the idea of it. It's an alarm clock, but like it's got wheels and a little motor and a motion sensor on it, so that if you just try and whack it, it just goes whoop and just drives off.
Oh, that's quite funny. The one that I used to like was the what was it called? Alarm TikTok target or something, where you had a laser gun underneath your pillow, and to turn the alarm off from the other side of the room, you had to hit
Shoot
it.
it.
Like you had to shoot it.
That's
I bought
brilliant.
my brother-in-law that for Christmas one year. I don't think he ever used it, so I might ask if it's still about. I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, no, not for me.
think anyone's-
That sounds absolutely. Well, as I said, you know, when you can get alarm clocks for like £5-10 quite regularly,
Yeah.
this is just absolutely
But
nuts.
you know this is going to sell out though, right? And then also you know that in 10 years' time you'll see them on eBay for like £1,000 or whatever, you know, because it's Nintendo.
Yeah,
Because that's what happens.
Really, I might get them up, pick some up. Yeah, so at the moment you can only get them through Nintendo Direct, I guess.
Yeah, but in
Yeah.
January next year they'll be more widely available.
I could. That must only be a stock reason because obviously, why wouldn't they get this in
Yeah.
the shops before Christmas?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very odd.
Next bit of news is also Nintendo related because Nintendo put out this really strange like invitation for a Nintendo Switch Online playtest program, which is going to take place between the 24th of October and the 6th of November. Registration for it has already passed because they've only taken like 10,000 people for
Damn
this.
it.
And they've also, on the terms and conditions, they said, we request that you do not discuss or disclose content from either the Nintendo Switch Online playtest program, test software, or website with others, including on blogs and all this sort of stuff. But so nobody knows what this is yet, but there's no way that nobody,
I was gonna say, yeah,
are going to say nothing.
Every single person's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah, someone's
mean,
going to leak it.
Yeah.
The speculation is it could be some kind of like game streaming service or something like that they're maybe trying
Right.
out, but
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I hope they're going to bring back like everybody votes and all that kind of stuff because that was
Yes, mate.
that was fun.
Yeah, I love it. All this was just for everybody votes. So no one can find out.
But yeah, I guess we've got to wait now until like I don't know 24th of October to find out what this actually is. But it's just really strange, you know, to put it out like that. But yeah.
right.
Next story is Disco Elysium. Is I mean it was very popular. It was a really
Was.
popular game, and now when I first put this story in here, there were 2 Disco Elysium spin-off studios that had announced on the same date. Now apparently there's 3
Yeah.
that have announced that they're doing spiritual successors
And
to
there
Disco
was
Elysium.
already another one, so I think there's 4 in total.
Okay, so maybe 4 in total. So first of all, there's this studio which is Longdew Games, and they've said that they're working on this. They said their aim is to create games that resonate emotionally and intellectually. We're here to build a reputation for consistently delivering quality with a focus on depth and narrative integrity. And they're going to explore the delicate interplay between the conscious and the subconscious, the seen and the unseen. And it's going to be what they call a psycho-geographic RPG with some unique mechanic where the decisions you make will reshape like the whole world. You know, the usual sort of stuff. But
it's typical
standard computer games
like
no,
that.
but you know, people always say that. It's like your decisions will impact. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The next story. So the next one.
That little noise you made then. I got you right. Yeah, that was amazing. I don't. With this, I'm now almost willing to make a prediction that none of these are going to be good. It feels so awful the way this has happened, and all this is split off. I hope one of them manages to capture the magic.
Yeah,
obviously, but I don't know.
But now we've got 4 shots of that rather than
no, we haven't actually.
But then is
We've
it
got a
better
more
to-
diluted pool of.
I should say, if we actually include Zome Studios, if that's what they're called, then that's 5. But I don't know.
Lovely old job.
We probably should.
I would say
include
that
those.
there's more of a chance if a majority of the team went to one of those studios, but by the sounds of it, it sounds very diluted and spread across too many.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, so the other studio is Dark Math Games, and that's got 20 former Disco Elysium staff on it, and they're creating. It's called. It's like Triplex Night Shift. And this is what they're saying is like this is the thing. They said it's a deep single-player role-playing experience with many tools and layers of gameplay, plus a unique companion dynamic which adds fun and offers different paths to solve cases. Yeah. And there's a trailer for this out already as well. So it seems they're maybe a bit further down the line. Sean, what's the other one that was released? Because I didn't pick it up because I didn't have time.
So I don't think that it even has a title or anything yet.
They're just getting on the Disco Elysium spiritual successor bandwagon.
It is more like X Disco. It was I can't remember his name. It was the guy who announced a few months ago that, like, as far as he was concerned, like the Zome project was like disbanded and like what have you. I've forgotten his name, but he's heading up the third one that was announced the other day.
The fella that cleaned the bins have started a studio now as well. And they said, well, we're going to make the spiritual successor.
And then there's also, is it Red? Oh yeah, sorry, Shai's put in the chat. Yeah, Red Info Limited. So that's the one with Robert Kurwitz, who's one of the main writers on the original game.
Yeah, because
it's just so strange, isn't it? Because obviously, Disco Elysium was an incredible game, and obviously I want all the people involved in making that game brilliant to go on to do other wonderful things. And of course, those people are going to say, "Hey, we're making this new game. We're some of the people who made Disco Elysium." Like, it would be stupid of them not to say that. And yet, sort of, despite all that, it feels really weird that we're in this situation where, like, all these people are trying to be like, no, we made Disco Elysium. Yeah, but so did we. Yeah, but so did we. And they're all making very similar sounding games.
And it'd be better if they didn't mention... I don't know if they have said this directly, but I wouldn't mention the word spiritual successor at any point here. Yeah. I'd just be like, I'm going off, we're making this. This is what
we want to make something else good.
Like, but it's a PR line. It's like that gets you noticed in the news. So
I know
that's what they're doing.
4 people had the same idea, Matt.
Well, it's work because we're talking about it on the show.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just there's part of me that's just like, no, it was this beautiful singular thing. Let it go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good song.
So anyway, that's. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, in some ways, I'm kind of with you, Sean, on this though. Like this idea that this has spawned like a whole ton of different, maybe different games, which could be good, but we'll see. Anyway,
I'd love for like another studio to come out again. We're just not going to make it anything like Disco Elysium.
We're going to make a military shooter.
Think 42 worldwide classics called motion control.
And it makes you think.
Yeah.
Anyway, next story is that Destiny Rising is a free-to-play mobile spin-off that's coming from NetEase, not Bungie. So this is a mobile game, and there's a closed alpha test coming on the 1st of November. It's got first-person and third-person like options, and you can switch between them, and it works with controllers, and yeah, it takes place in the post Dark Age era. Yeah, Destiny.
Ooh,
feel
that
your
was a climb
enthusiasm
down.
just-
That was
I know, but
Sort of
I don't care about this.
that was like the end of Cool Runnings. That news story, wasn't it? You just crashed and you're picking up the bobsleigh, and everyone's just slowly making it over the finish line.
Look, it's got single player, it's got co-op, and it's got cooperative, competitive multiplayer gameplay and all that, and strikes. And
Don't
things.
add
a
the
lot
story
of
in if you
into
don't
it.
want to.
I didn't want to, but Matt was really excited about it. Matt, what do you think?
I mean, it looks really impressive from the trailer, but all I was thinking when I watched the trailer is this is going to be a lot for me to do on my phone. I could just be playing it on console.
Yeah.
But it looks incredibly impressive. I mean, you wouldn't have to squint that much to think it looked like a regular Destiny game, honestly, on console and PC. So interesting to know what they're doing. I mean, when I was watching the trailer, I was trying to work out exactly how limited it was. Like, it looked like the actual arenas were quite small, but it looked like Destiny. Like I said, I'm not sure I really want to.
Playing it on your phone, squinting the whole time.
I know, it's like...
What are you doing, Matt? I'm trying to make it look better.
Yeah, but no, it looked like Destiny. I'm just not sure I really want to play a full Destiny type game on my my phone, but I think it looks mightily impressive.
I mean, the interesting thing will be obviously the microtransactions. How's that going to work with this? Because obviously it's going to have that. So
The hot
But then
topic.
I feel like there are more sort of high-profile mobile games now that do this stuff in a less shitty way. Maybe it'll be one of those, or maybe it'll be 10 quid for a character skin. Who knows?
you'd think, I mean, with NetEase doing it, you'd think that they probably will have it down because they produce a lot of stuff that's like mobile, and so they probably know what they're doing in terms of that. But I don't know.
I mean, story-wise, it's potentially interesting because it's an era of Destiny that we only know through lore cards and stuff. Sorry, what are they called?
What, like you mean the
Grimoire.
whole of Destiny?
Yeah.
But,
It's the only way they told a story for the first fucking game and a half.
it's weird how that panned out, isn't it? Because it was sort of a weird necessity at first because half the story got ripped out. But then actually they kind of carried on with it and it sort of worked in a weird way.
I tapped out the story of that really early on. I like the bit in the Taken King where they start crawling towards you as you're walking about, and that was the only bit of the story that stuck with me. Yeah, James?
Sean, you signing up? Sean, you signing up for this?
I
Surely
mean,
you
I'll
will.
give it a go. It'll cost me nothing apart from my time, which is the only true resource we have.
£1,000 in microtransactions.
We've been trying to mine it for years, Sean. But we just can't get enough of that wonderful stuff.
Next story is that Xbox Cloud Gaming is going to let you stream any game in your library from November with some caveats. The thing is about this is what's from what's called Project Lapland, and that's the name. I don't know why they called it that, but.
So you don't have to justify it.
No, James, I want you to guess why they've called it that.
have a guess.
Come on, James.
Well, it's like on your lap.
Philippines.
Is it on your lap? And like the games are landing on it? I don't...
No, I think no. Try again.
It's near Christmas. I don't know.
Near Christmas. It's
Okay,
like being in
Santa's
front
grotto.
It's like being a teacher in a primary school classroom. Anyone got any ideas? Near Christmas? Yeah, well, that's technically true, but
Who write these up on the whiteboard?
land on your lap?
No. Okay, yeah, Sean, put your hand down. We know you know it. Just... James, one more. Come on. You can do it. Computer. Forget it.
Anyway, it says here that some publishers are still going to hold back games because of licensing requirements or deals. So it's not going to be absolutely everything, but probably quite a lot of stuff. And
You heard it here first, people. Probably quite a lot of stuff.
yeah.
So publishers will be like EA, Ubisoft. Yeah,
Microsoft themselves for some reason.
Yeah,
as
probably,
well.
yeah.
It's,
but you can play on PlayStation streaming platforms, not on Xbox.
yeah.
But this is cool. This is what we wanted for a long time, isn't it? The ability to play any game from your library in the cloud.
I'll probably make use of this somehow.
You think you will? Like more than you're currently using it?
I'm trying
That's
to think.
a no.
I'm trying to think what
that noise
Yeah,
was
that's
a
a
no.
Yeah, got him.
I'm thinking. All right. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I play that's not on Game Pass on the Xbox at the moment. And I am.
Yeah, that has
I
been a
am
running
struggling.
trend of yours.
When when Monster Hunter Wilds comes out, I will use this then in February 2025.
All right. Okay.
But there's more Xbox stuff because they're going to be having a digital showcase this week with 25 minutes of games. This is happening on 17th of October, so this is Thursday tomorrow. And at 6 p.m, there's going to be new game reveals and also gameplay for stuff that we already know about.
Right.
So, yeah, exciting.
What time is it on?
6 p.m.
Too early.
Yeah, it's too early for us. I'll say this. Doesn't feel like they've released anything since their last one of these. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of
this is a partner showcase, so this is not going to be like their own stuff.
Oh,
This is going to be.
so we're not seeing Fable. Okay, fine.
I wonder how much and this is all coming to Game Pass. There's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a lot.
I think a lot
Game
less.
Pass is in one of those weird times again where there's things are still appearing on it. Good games are still appearing on Game Pass, but it's been a while since there's been something where I'm like, oh, holy shit. Do you know what I mean?
It does feel like there's been less because recently it's felt like like when there's been big not big releases but splashy ones that have come out where in the past
ones, yeah.
like a year ago it would have been splashy ones.
Right.
A year ago it would have been like you just think that's definitely coming out on Game Pass or whatever, but that doesn't seem to be the case so much now. So there you go.
I mean, Inscription got added recently. Mad
Which again,
Streets.
if you've not played Inscription, fucking play it. I fell off it. Don't shout at me. But it is a well loved game.
It's all right.
But for me, We Love Katamari, I was very happy to see that on there. But that is a remake of a game. I think I've already got it on Steam. I'm just it's nothing.
Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
I don't understand game.
Well, Overwatch 2 is free.
Riders Republic. All you need is help. But also soon, Black Ops 6, Flight Simulator, Stalker 2, Indiana Jones. So
all you need
Flight
is
Sim 2,
help.
man.
That's
Well,
what we
like
were going to
Flight
stream
Sim
this month.
24.
Was it?
Oh, all you need is help.
Yeah, we need to stream
Yeah.
that. That looks really good.
Yeah.
That's what we're streaming this month.
and what's that other one I posted? Like the 4-player one, and
Was it Pico Park? 2?
yes, that
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Have
Cool.
that backed up too.
All right.
Gotta pay for that with money though, won't we?
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Okay, then we did the other one.
Forget it.
So also, next story is that EA apparently are adding open world gameplay to future editions of EA Sports FC.
Finally.
Which, I mean, this is apparently virtual open world playgrounds. And
Go Beckham 2.
I don't know what this means, honestly. I saw a trailer, but it was like they just showed pictures of cities and stuff, and I don't know what the point of this is.
It sounds like don't do this. Don't ever do this.
But
this
this isn't going to be main EAFC, will it? This will be like a weird metaversey thing, it feels like.
You think this will be
Yeah. I mean,
No,
they
it's not
may
gonna be
add
separate.
elements. They may add elements to this of the main game, but the main game will still be the main game. But it will be like, hey, go to the. It feels like it's like a 3D avatar-led virtual environment. We can chat with other EAFC players, but obviously all the real people to be playing the main game.
Why would you ever want to chat to
we
any
won't
other
want to.
FC25 player? No one would, Matt. No one would. It's one of the worst online communities of all time.
It's true.
I mean, the messages we get when we win a game on clubs, it's just ridiculous. It's relentless.
But Dave,
it's relentless.
This is intended to serve as an outlet for creative and self-expression in an ever-changing experience. So I think you find lots of people into
Matt,
that.
you don't have to do you don't have to back the metaverse stuff anymore. It's fine.
Fuck this shite.
The self-expression of FC25 players is creating a character that has the most extreme sliders that's all up to the extreme so they look absolutely ridiculous, and calling them a dick. So because that's a commentary name on it, and every time they receive the ball it goes a dick, and that's the level you're dealing with. I cannot imagine how.
So you don't want an open world of Amadix.
Do not want an open world of Amadix. Absolutely not. Scientologist in the chat is going, that's pretty funny, to be fair. Yeah, it was the first time.
Okay, so in the piece, it said similar to NBA 2K24's
The
open
city.
world.
Yeah, there's
So-
a thing called the
Is that a
city.
thing?
Have you seen that or played that, Sean? Or
No, I haven't.
I haven't.
so
Interesting.
yeah, maybe report back on that.
City.
The city in
Oh,
NBA
right.
2K24. So they've obviously
I
The
wonder
NBA
if
2K
it's-
games where they got loads of the actual basketball players
Yeah,
to do the
wasn't it?
voices, and it was fucking
And it was really
awful.
funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was really good. Yeah, that was really good. I saw a clip of that again recently. Okay, all right. Well, EA are losing their minds. Fine.
Yeah, but it's
What is
okay.
but what are they going for here? That's what I don't get. What are they going for?
okay,
Maybe-
here's what I'm going to guess. I mean, I haven't played this NBA 2K, but I imagine open world, you can maybe buy an apartment with points, you can buy skins. It feels like that kind of thing where it's like a lifestyle element to the football, I assume.
Yeah, like brands will be able to like sell
Yeah.
like bits of clothing and all that kind of thing for your
Six
character.
skins, yeah, you get
Yeah.
the Haaland skin and you get this and that. And
I don't know.
I imagine
How
it's
about
that.
How about getting rid of all of the bugs that's currently in the game first before you coming out with this
Nah,
shit?
focus on the
How
real
about
shit.
do it so that all your AI players don't revert to completely different looking players in the game? You know, how about do it that just the amount of bugs in that? How about set your game up so two people can play with different controls on the same machine? How about address that first before bringing in an open world?
It's
EA?
definitely got worse, hasn't it? Like I think it's definitely got worse.
No, I think last year's was my favourite of the series for a long time, but it had the most bugs in it. Like we had that thing where you would it would launch into a game, but it wouldn't. Not everyone would make it, so you have to confirm with each other as the game's loading up. You go, can you see kits? Yeah, I can see kits. No kits. No kits.
no kits,
So everyone
quick.
had to like force their Xbox to close down so that you could reboot and all that sort of stuff. It was buggy as hell. I think this is slightly better, but it still has lots of bugs in it. I mean, some of the animation bugs are hilarious. With the celebrations, I've got to show you one, James.
Was
you
that
will piss yourself?
I saw. Was you the one that posted that one on? I think it was on Twitter of like the guy like jumping on somebody and then like
Yeah,
riding
so I
him.
was on someone's
Yeah.
shoulders and
Yeah.
John just walked off in a different direction and I just stayed floating. No, there's a better one than that. I'll post it in the group so you can see it. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I don't know. The EA are losing their minds. It's as if selling. They're a company that have been able to sell virtual packs of cards, right, and make a shit ton of money out of it. Just be happy with that, EA.
Yeah.
Just be happy with that because that's insane to me.
This is why, because of the whole FIFA license, they wanted to do this for years, but they couldn't, and now they can. So.
This is.
So, what song was that, David?
I don't know. It was just the way you started that sentence. Should we move on?
Yeah, I mean, if you're sick of EA, then don't worry, because Konami are replacing EA as FIFA's like esports partner. It's happening. It's finally happening. We're gonna have like Konami, FIFA, eFootball or whatever it's going to be called eventually, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. But this is just the beginning of this. So, 2 FIFA World Cup esports tournaments are going to be using Konami's eFootball, and they used to run this with EA in the past, but now they're doing it with Konami instead. Would you like to hear some Konami and FIFA quotes about this?
Yes, please.
Always.
So Konami said, "We would like to express our sincere gratitude to FIFA for providing us with this opportunity. We can't wait for the FIFA World Cup to begin. We look forward to sharing the enthusiasm, excitement and joy of our players around the world through the FIFA E-World Cup." And then FIFA said, "We are incredibly excited to join forces with Konami. This collaboration aligns perfectly with our mission to promote football globally and to provide a platform for players to showcase their skills. We truly believe in an inclusive ecosystem which allows different communities to be part of the FIFA E competitions." So yeah, I mean, this is maybe the beginning. This is the start. We're going to see FIFA E football is what's going to happen.
But the rumours is 2K doing that. So maybe they're just they're partnering with these guys for the esports stuff
You
from
reckon this is a
2K to make the
stopgap?
actual game. Well,
No,
these 2K stuff could be happening in the background,
I don't think Konami have anywhere near enough money to pay for that license. I just can't see it. I can't see them getting anywhere close to being the FIFA game.
But even EA didn't want to pay it because the chart there were massively increasing the cost for like the license. So who,
I've just
if
sent
they can't afford
James
it,
the glitched animation,
seen it.
the
It's
celebration,
incredible.
and look, his little face is loving it.
Because I was just looking at it and it does look.
He is loving it. I don't know. I don't think this is the start of a long-running relationship. I think they're far more likely to go with 2K than they are, and it's kind of really sad that.
And realistically, you want 2K to do it, right? Because you want a good rival to FC. Like, it can't just be EA just going, "Oh, it's fucking open world this week."
Yeah,
I
definitely.
suppose.
But the thing is eFootball was still a known quantity, though. Like,
but
you'd
it was
have thought,
shite, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
widely known as not great.
yeah, but it's
Do you know what's nuts about eFootball, James? Right, get this. The last good one was PES 5, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
That come out nearly 20 years ago. They've not released a good football game in 20 years.
So that means we've had 20 years of PES people going on about how this year it's better every time, and it's
even longer for Sonic fans. Okay, I don't really want to talk about football games anymore. Should we move on?
We're done. That's it. That's the end of the news for today.
Good. Let's get to what you've been playing then. I don't know where to start, really. Let's start with Sean, because he always tends to go towards the end. So let's start with Sean. What have you been playing this week, mate?
A couple of repeats, still playing...
fuck it. Moving to the end then. Moving to the end. Couple of repeats.
Still playing a load of Balatro on my phone.
How is that?
Really
is it
good.
taking over your life?
It is taking over my life. I've had my legs going numb on the toilet.
You gotta watch that.
It's really good. I know.
And like the move to touchscreen versus playing on Switch or Steam Deck, it works well enough.
It's
Better,
absolutely
worse?
fine. Yeah. There's basically when you so say you're buying a card, like there's a load of cards in the shop or whatever. Basically, if you drag a card like to the right, that's always the like buy and use button. But then dragging it up is always the like a big buy button. So you sort of initially sort of like, hang on a minute, right? Which one's which? But then you learn it very quickly, and then even though they are essentially, even though you're sort of dragging the cards onto set bits of the screen, it feels more like gestures eventually. Yeah, really, really nicely done. It'll be interesting because
is it harder to dash your cards away?
That's the thing. It's probably better on that front because we talked before about how for those who aren't familiar, when you're playing Balatro, you will choose the cards that you want to play, right, or discard, and then you press either the play or discard button. And if you play the wrong one, you will fucking scream because it's generally, if it's cards you wanted to discard,
or the other way round's even worse, I think. When you go, holy shit, I got 4 of a kind here, and then accidentally press discard.
Yeah,
and you're like, fucking hell.
So because with this, you have to drag them to different bits of the. Or are they different buttons? I can't remember. Basically, it's very obvious which one you're doing. I haven't done it. I haven't done the wrong one by accident at any point. Still loving that. God of War, bit of progress on that.
Really? How far into it?
So I've spoilers. I've fought a dragon, and I think I'm near the top of the mountain.
Right. So you're near the end.
I don't think that's near the end, is it? I've been to Alfheim and back, and now I've gone up the big lift on the mountain.
Have you done the giant stuff?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. Oh, God, that is so good, that game. I love it so much.
I really appreciate that it covers, because this is something I'd wondered about for ages. So, in Norse mythology, there's the frost giants, right? Or the Jotuns. And it had bothered me in, like, the Marvel films and stuff, whereas, like, they keep calling them frost giants, but they're just normal size. Why? And so I looked it up the other day. And yeah, it's just like, no, they're not actually giants. It's just like a name. And yeah, and they cover it in the game. Because at one point, Kratos is like, well, this can't be like the giants place because everything's normal size. And Trax is like, oh yeah, you don't know, do you?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a nice thing. Had I not been a dick and looked it up, that would have been a nice, like, oh right, shit, I didn't know that. Obviously, they weren't real. It doesn't matter. but it was it was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and I'm
oh
enjoying.
God,
I
it's
know
making me
I'm
sick.
like,
I cannot wait for you to play the rest of this. I cannot wait for you to get to the end so we can talk about that stuff. It's just too good. Okay.
Like obviously, I'm very aware. I'm 6 years late to this, but it's the subtle shifts in the way Kratos and Atreus talk to each other is really well done.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's even though it's obviously you're aware of how it's working because there's been this story event and now they're talking to each other slightly differently, but it's just really nicely done.
That only gets better as well later on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that relationship develop because you kind of figure like it's only gonna get better, I imagine.
Yes.
Broadly speaking, like it's
it
deeper.
does.
Yeah.
So you, how close are you to getting this PS5 now?
Well, yeah. So I posted in the group earlier. So yeah, my work perks salary sacrifice scheme. They've now got the PS5 digital at the lower price that everyone seems to be selling it. That was never like an official price drop, was it?
No,
It's just everyone seems to be selling it
everywhere,
cheaper. Yeah. So I'm thinking about it, but
well, I mean,
is that
if
for the
there's
Slim?
one advantage, that's for the. It's
I
for
think
the
they're all
regular
Slims,
one,
aren't
but
they?
digital only.
so yeah, it's
right?
Slim digital.
That's the one you're
This is
looking at.
Yeah.
You can only buy
Oh, it's
Slims
the Slim
now, can't
digital,
you?
is it?
You can only get the Slim ones now, can you?
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
discontinued the non-slim.
Right.
Oh right.
Once that inventory is gone.
Right.
Oh, okay. I just thinking of playing Ragnarok on that. It's like
Got that on Steam though, haven't I?
oh yeah, but come
Due
on.
to a serious benefactor. No, I'm. It's been quite nice because I can't remember the last time I made time for a PC game like this.
Right.
And like because obviously I've got it because although I could play it on the Steam Deck, I would rather not. But I can stream my PC to the big telly via the Steam Deck, so that works really nicely as well.
Yeah, what's the latency like with that? Is it like unnoticeable or
Yeah, it's been absolutely spot on. Yeah, you can barely notice it. The only thing that's weird is like, so if I'm playing it on the boring technical shit, if I'm playing it on the PC, the game's running in 4K, but then I've got the weird NVIDIA fucking frame generation shit going on, DLSS, whatever they call it. But that doesn't work when shifting it to the main telly, because then that's my PC having to encode a 4K video signal. So when I play it on the telly, I do have to set it to like 1080p or 1440. I can't remember, one of those. So so again, it's still that bit of friction that you always get with PC shit. But hey ho. But yeah, the latency is absolutely spot on, and you can't see like the compression like you can when you're streaming Xbox stuff. Any further questions?
AOB.
The only other thing, it's barely even a game, but it just seemed worth mentioning. I've been playing Tiny Glade. This is
lovely.
What you might have seen. It's been out on Steam for a couple of weeks now, and it's not even like a town builder. It's a building toolkit, right? Where it's like
That's like a scenery builder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Steam says diorama builder, which is great.
Yeah, like it's like here's some beautiful scenery. You can click and place buildings on walls and turrets and windows and doors and lanterns and bridges and it's fucking lovely. It's so nice. There's like different seasons to choose from, and then there's like every day there's like a different. There'll be like a sort of a layout that the devs have put together as like a daily thing. So like one day it'll be like it's a lighthouse and you have to build a lighthouse, and one day it'll be like the theme will be like house on stilts. So there'll just be like it'll be water everywhere, and there'll just be this one like sort of one like bit of a building, but it's on massive stilts like rising up out of the water. Stuff like that. It's just really, really pleasant. It's just a nice thing to put on for 20-30 minutes in the middle of the working day or whatever. Isaac fucking loves it because he can just no consequences, just like build stuff. Like it just looks stunning. It's got photo mode, which is really nice. Yeah, it's like £4, and I've just had a really, really nice time with it. You do wonder if like it's done well enough that they might start putting like actual gamey stuff in it, but I don't know. I'd respect them if they didn't.
But could they just not add more sort of models and stuff like that, so you could just?
I think
or
that is probably
different-
what
different
what they're gonna do.
environments and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just
that's
build a
probably
town.
where it'll go.
Yeah,
Or I'll let you do like the interiors of the space. At the moment, it's just the exteriors. Yeah, it's fucking lovely. Tiny Glade.
Cool.
That's
Alright,
basically it.
Definitely like a cozy game, though, James. Are you okay
It
with
is a bit. Well, that's what's nice is it's one of the few that genuinely hits. Like it's like, yeah, this is fucking cozy. Actually, you're allowed to say it. It's
It does it nice.
Speaking of James,
Yeah,
you've been
I've
playing
played-
Silent Hill 2.
I have.
This was
yes.
it's a surprise hit of the autumn of the fall.
I know. I'm really
Of the year,
surprised.
really, given all the discourse.
Shit that James gave it. leading
Yeah.
up to the release.
It's true. No,
Well, we
seriously,
all do.
because I was really not into this at all. Like, I had no interest in playing this. And I mean, I played the original, but I only played it like once on the PS2 when it first came out. So I don't remember anything really about it apart from the soundtrack and the whole, because the soundtrack's brilliant. Like, as soon as you hear that, it's like memories come flooding back a bit. And I remember obviously Pyramid Head. They're the things that I remember about it. And I also had concerns about this because Bloober Team as well, and it's like I've played a lot of their games and none of them are very good, and so I just thought I can't see how this is going to work out. There was also all of those previews as well that came out that were never that people didn't seem to be really jazzed about.
And there was the trailers that focused really heavily on combat and stuff.
Yeah.
Which didn't really feel like it was getting the
So basically, everything made us feel like it's gonna be a shit game.
Yeah, it's seriously like I just looked at it, thought I'm not interested, but then the reviews like piqued my interest because people seem to be saying actually this is an incredible remake. Like they've done a really really solid job. I think partly because they brought the composer came back, I think, and also some of the writing as well has been like reworked on as well to sort of update and change some things.
And that makes sense, right? Because the problem with Bloober Team stuff, I don't believe has ever been from a gameplay point of view necessarily. It's the thematic stuff and the writing that they've struggled with. So to get some of the, to remake a game that already has really strong, narrative, and if some of the original staff were involved, then that would go a long way towards making sure Bloober Team don't fuck it up.
Yeah, and I mean, as you said, because I mean, they can make things look pretty, and this does look incredible, like visually and atmospherically. They've done an incredible job, like with this, and the sound design is still one of the things which is the most impressive, especially if you're like playing with headphones. This game does make me feel very uneasy when I play it, and very few games like actually do that to me. Like, I mean, and it's not even because of enemies coming at you and all that kind of thing. It's just the overall sort of ambience of the thing, which is just really quite unpleasant and sort of unrelentingly sort of bleak and grim. And the thing that was always the cliche about, I remember the first game was that all the the fogging and all that kind of stuff, and also the second game also had this. But the fog system in this is incredible. Like it's just the way it swirls around everything, and the way that you can kind of make some things out in the distance, and it just looks like really, really, really impressive.
Because
That's
wasn't
cool,
go on, sorry, Dave.
Wasn't it like it was originally there because of the limitations of the hardware,
Yes.
right?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, and wasn't there it's like an HD version where they were like, hey, well, we don't need the fog anymore, so they just got rid of it. And I was like, no, it looks like shit now because it's supposed to have
Put it back.
It might have originally been done for technical reasons, but they made it work. They did it on purpose.
Yeah,
So to
yeah.
just remove it is missing the point.
But I saw somebody's done that with this version as well, like where there was
really?
like a mod where they just like, let's remove the fog, and it's like, oh, it looks like quite a nice town. Like it's actually after you've done that, it looks a lot better. But no, and I mean, there's still some things with this that I mean, the movement still feels a bit stilted, and I had to turn up the brightness because in default it was like the default brightness. It was impossible to see anything inside like interior locations, so I had to turn that up. But then that's kind of worked out okay. The other thing that's interesting is that the puzzles like feel like such a throwback like at this stage, and because they are obviously because they're I guess they are mimicking stuff from from the original release, but then it still has that whole sort of like you have to go to different places and pick up like cryptic parts of like like a hole that you then put together and then make something happen. And it's weird because this sort of thing happens kind of quite rarely nowadays in games. Like you don't really do this sort of thing in horror games in particular, like quite so much in this way. And for some reason, I found it quite refreshing to do this again because just haven't done it for like years, and it was it kind of I still think it kind of works. The only thing, I mean, I'm not very far into this. I'm only like 2 hours in. I've just got, I mean, going through the like Woodside Apartments now, which is like the section which is after the opening like sort of town area, and yeah, I just need to play more because it's quite gripping, but also, as I said, quite unpleasant to sort of exist in that world, but in the most interesting way. You know, it's like it's not that I don't want to be there. It's just like this is affecting my senses, and I quite enjoy that. It's you don't get that so much. So yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to playing more.
Yeah, I never played the original, but I've heard some people reference Resi 2 remake, and I really enjoyed that and what it did to kind of bring it a bit more up to date. But this is obviously way scarier than Resi 2 ever was.
I think it's also because, like, with Resident Evil 2 and with most of the Resident Evil games, it always feels like that those worlds are quite populated. Like, there's quite a lot going on in them. Like, this feels so like you're alone, really. You know, apart from these things.
I was going to say, because Resident Evil is zombies, whereas Silent Hill's the horror of the self, isn't it?
Yeah,
which is actually way more unnerving. But
yeah. But yeah, it's really. I mean, Matt, you might want to have a try because it's.
Yeah, I was kind of tempted.
It's pretty cool. It's it's very interesting.
Yeah, I thought you're over your fears now, aren't you, Matt? You can play this.
I don't know if I'm over my fears, but this will be a good test to see if I really am.
Mm-hmm. Stream it.
No, wait. What?
I'd watch that. Right. I'll go through my games. I haven't got much to say. This might actually end up being a short show, and we went into this thinking it was going to be really long. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I'm ploughing on with that. I'm still not digging it.
really?
Yeah, I've done the Water Temple now. I did the temple after that, and I'm just kind of I appear to be about halfway through. If going by what the guides are saying, I seem to be about halfway through.
Yeah, I'm a bit further than you are, and there's quite a few things about this game that I was talking to you earlier about it. Like it's. Yeah, I've got problems with it, really.
It's just really boring, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done 2 bosses, which have been. There was one that was in like. I mean, I can say like the different areas.
We can be loose now. We can be loose with it now. I think the people that want to plan it. But if you are very sensitive to spoilers and you don't want little nods here, we won't flat out spoil stuff. But then please fast forward a bit. But yeah.
But yeah, like obviously you go to like the Death Mountain area, where there's the
they're already talking about it. Yeah,
I did that. I did the boss for that. It's rubbish. It was
as rubbish as the boss in the water.
It's the same. It's nearly the same, David. It's even you can almost use the same like mechanics as well to defeat it. It's ridiculous. I was just like, and the thing is I know that you can. You're supposed to be creative with all. You're supposed to use all the different tools that you have. But you don't have to. You could just make it. The temptation there. Why would I? Exactly. It's I just want to defeat this boss, so I'll do it the easiest way I can. And there's a particular like echo that you get a little bit further in from where you are at the moment. I think, David, that you just use that for everything nearly because it's brilliant. It just takes care of anything.
Is it a bigger bed?
Well, you do get. I have got Zelda's bed now, and that was. I don't know. But none of the characters are interesting. Walking from one place in the overworld to the other is not worth doing. Like I don't know if you're the same, but as you walk through the world, that you unlock travel points with with these cacti, and you just if you've got to get from one area to the next, you just use that to walk.
Yeah. To the point where even when I was in the desert, I was like, I can't be bothered to go from the top to the left to the desert. I'll just walk. Like that, I think it says everything. That I wouldn't even be doing like a 30 second walk from, the tiny desert area. I'm like, I'm just going to walk.
But then also the other thing about that is like the thing that was so cool about like Breath of the Wild and also Tears of the Kingdom was the fact that it was really fun to explore those games. To just run across the horizon and
to be
just
fair, this is a very different game. Right?
I understand that, but I've played other Zelda games that are not like this, where the point like what's it called? Like exploring the overworld in this for me, feels largely pointless. There's hardly anything interesting, like really, to sort of. The only thing you discover, like when you discover stuff, it's just like, oh, it's some more rupees, nice. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Link's Awakening and Link to the Past had much more engaging open worlds, I thought.
yeah,
Well, it felt like you were going on an adventure, and this one it feels like you're being told where to go, and then you go there, and then
Yeah.
you do it, and then you move on. Like, it feels like there's no real sort of. Yeah, I think I might be done with it. I'm not enjoying my time with it. I'm finding it really dull, and I might just take it to CEX and swap it for the new Mario Party game because at least me and the boys have played that.
I've been, and this is partly due to me not having access to the Switch half the time now because of Isaac, but part of me is like, oh, maybe I should just play one of the old ones on the Mii Mini and just crack it. Like I played quite a bit of Minish Cap back in the day, but never finished it. That's meant to be really good. I might just fucking play that.
See, I'm just not
I wouldn't bother
convinced.
with this. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't bother this.
I'm not convinced that changing the playstyle so it's like it seems purely puzzle, like that's what they're trying to like go with this, is actually interesting or works. It's just not very engaging. Is the problem?
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, I haven't really been
Shame.
encouraged to go back. Yeah, I don't know. I probably will play a bit more, but how many hours you put into it, then, Dave? You must have like 10, 12 hours.
10 hours, yes. So around 10, 11 hours. Yeah, something like that.
But you must have got past the bit where James says it opens up.
Well, I don't understand what the opens up. I think, I'm past that bit now.
Have you had the
But what
costume
was the
change?
Yes.
Yeah. So then, you're past that bit.
It's the same.
I thought that it was because you can go to like other locations, but you could already do
right.
that before anyway. And
Yeah.
But I'd heard on like other podcasts and other people talking about this. They're like, oh, it really becomes like something else like later on, and it's like that has not been my experience so far with this game at all.
Right.
It really hasn't.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will be done with that. I probably take it back to CEX. People saying you get £35 cash for it at CEX these days. I think I only pay 40 quid for it, so quids in,
All right.
baby. Well, actually, quids down.
Quids out. Quids out, baby.
Five quid's out.
5 quid's definitely out. Can everyone look away for a moment? Just don't look me in the eye, please. I've been playing the Shrek DLC for PowerWash Sim. I'm 40 years old in a few weeks. I have been playing the Shrek DLC for PowerWash Simulator. The first level took me about 3 hours to do because it's absolutely fucking massive. It's Farquhar's courtyard. I don't care. I love it. I love it. Do you know what was really fun? Is fun. Do you know what was really funny? I loaded the game up and I went, am I really going to buy the Shrek DLC for PowerWash Sim? And it said, hey, you haven't done the Muckingham Trials 4 yet, which is the free DLC they put out.
Oh, okay.
No, I hadn't done the latest Muckingham Trials, James. So I downloaded that, I played that, and I went, this will sort me out. I'll just do this. And then I don't need to pay £7 for the Shrek DLC for PowerWash Simulator. And then I did those, and I just honestly, I sat there, I did the 2 levels on the Muckingham Trials, the free ones, and then I went just loaded up the Microsoft Store and bought the Shrek DLC. It was like
it didn't satisfy you enough.
Yeah. So I've done one of those levels and it was really long and really good. So I cannot wait to see what happens when you clean Shrek. That's going to be a fun one. I don't know what they're going to do next. I love that game and it doesn't get old. I cannot believe I'm still playing it.
I wish they'd sort out the VR version. To be fair, I've not tried it for a little while, but I tried it several months after launch and it was still shocking.
I know it's a common thing and something that people bring up all the time, but it was another one of those situations at the weekend where we had people that are buying this place were coming for another viewing. So Joe was cleaning up everywhere and I was on the sofa with my feet up playing PowerWash Sim, and she just went, "Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? Like, we've got to scrub this place."
Sort of see where she's coming from.
Yeah, 100%. Like, whoa! Did it sound like I was defending myself?
Well, you weren't saying anything. I don't know.
To defend yourself.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing.
or
There is
her.
no defense. There is no defense.
Okay.
I actually kind of want to know exactly how many. I can't remember. I want to know how many hours I've put into this thing again now, because this is
Too
like
many, baby.
This is like time and that I've done. That's bad.
Yeah,
isn't
you've
it?
done time.
I have done time. Here we go. Right, achievements. I go to achievements.
Should do
I go
time,
to Power
frankly.
Sim. I go to stats. 4 days and 20 hours. That's too much Power Wash Sim, isn't it?
Fucking
That's
That's
quite a
impressive.
lot.
Yeah.
a
For
lot.
a man. Okay. And finally, I've only put this down because I've very briefly played Neva, the new. This is the
Is it
game.
Neva or just never?
It's Neva.
Or
And you
Neva.
know why? I'm so glad you tried to pull me up on that.
No,
so
I wasn't
glad.
pulling you up. I'm asking because obviously you
She
played
says
I
it in the
haven't.
game all the time.
say
you
Neva?
see?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she says Neva. And how do you know? Because I've played it, Sean. I sent you a lovely video today, didn't I?
Did.
A lovely fucking video today. Can I play it? This is the sort of stuff. If you wonder what we're like off the show, ladies and gentlemen, maybe
same.
they're really good friends. No, we're not. Listen, I sent this to I sent this to Sean, right?
I wouldn't even known about this game if it wasn't for a short bell. But here I am, playing it before him because I'm the fucking mouse.
Okay,
So it's out. I mean, it's out tomorrow or yesterday.
So that's
when you hear
tomorrow.
this.
I got a review code, and I played the opening 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
It's made by the same studio that made Grease.
Grease,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
correct?
Yep.
Grease was essentially a 2D walking simulator. Although there was a
Bit of
little bit
platforming.
more to it like that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Some
I
light
think it was-
platforming. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare it to the likes of The Artful Escape, which had pretty much no interactivity other than pushing right, which was still one of my games of the year, by the way. I love that game. But I thought Grease was a little bit misaligned in that regard, because there were puzzles and there were objectives and you had to do this, that and the other to move on. It was very simple and straightforward. Immediately this game is you've got combat in it for a start, and you can die. I've died, and you've got a health bar.
Okay.
And it is taking the elements of Grease, like the very over stylized visual style, very artistic, it's beautiful. It runs brilliantly. I'm assuming it's 60 frames. It feels 60 frames, but it's like smooth like a butter. Doesn't seem to slow down or drop. Sorry, Matt. What are you laughing at?
So you said something that made me laugh, David.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is that okay?
All
Is that allowed?
Yeah. And it's I mean, it's like one of those games where you're just like, yeah, all right, I'm in. The animation is absolutely incredible. The animation of the enemies in this game, from what I've played so far, are mind-blowingly cool. Like, everything looks beautiful. I'm playing on an OLED screen. There's a lot of contrasting colours. There's an opening cutscene where something in pure white is something fighting something in pure black, and the contrast looks absolutely incredible on that TV. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into this. It's one of those games that it's so arty-farty that you play it and go, I'm cultured. I'm appreciating it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've so far from what I've played, I think the combat appears to be really simple, basic, but the animations and the visual style make up for it. So I've been looking forward to this game. It's been getting brilliant reviews, some great scores.
Yeah.
And
Excited
I
to play
can't
it.
wait to actually get into it proper.
Yeah, I never played Grease. It just passed me
mate.
by. Yeah, everyone
Well
says it's
good.
great. I don't know. God knows what I was doing.
It's
It's
really good, and it's only
a couple
like
of hours long, isn't
I
it?
was going to say, yeah, it's about 3
Oh, is it?
hours long. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been
short.
cheap in the run up to Neva coming out as well.
Is this the same
I'm-
kind of game length, or is this like a more substantial?
Don't
Game.
I
know.
don't know.
Don't know.
Oh, so
no.
Grease is
No,
literally
it's
2
not-
hours
yeah.
long.
It's,
Literally 2
no, it's
hours
like
long.
3
or-
to 4 hours, I think.
Okay.
It's short,
yeah.
but you'd love it because it's
Yeah,
if
it's
you
really
just
good.
go into it thinking, oh, I just want to I just want something visually stunning to look at for the next like few hours. Then it's not taxing. It won't frustrate you. It's just really, really good.
I've got the art book for Greece, and it's one of the few that I take off the shelf and actually just have a look through. Like, it's
Oh, really?
stunning. Yeah.
I don't remember much about it. I'm sure it'll all come flooding back if I look at a video of it or whatever.
Amazing soundtrack as well.
I think the overall themes of that game were more interesting than the opening of this.
Okay.
I think the opening of that game was very strong, and you instantly got what it was about and that feeling. Whereas here, you play as a character in a sort of forest that seems to be overtaken by this dark entity that's killing all life form.
I was going to say, the reviews I've seen are saying like, it's very obviously like an environmental allegory.
Yeah,
but it's really not that
can
subtle.
see that.
It's not.
Yeah, I can see that. And you play as this character that is followed about by a sort of tiny wolf / deer thing. And you're navigating through it. So this feels more gamey than Greece ever did. It was. I'm sorry, I've just remembered the time that Greece was nominated for an award, and in the background when it was being reported on mainstream media because it was the local. I think because where was it developed? Austria or something.
Italy, I want to say, or Spain.
Or Italy,
one of those.
and then, one of those European countries.
France, Germany, Poland.
Ain't our problem no more, right, boys? And when it was being reported on the news, on the mainstream news over there, that it had been nominated for a big award, they had Grease, the game, the video game, like based on the musical, showing in the background. It's so good.
Jesus.
But yeah, this immediately feels way more video gamey than that did, and this feels so far like a game where you have got a companion and you're going through a 2D space and trying to get them from one place to the other. So hopefully it expands out and does more things. But if it doesn't and just remains as another visual masterpiece, then I'm happy for that as well. I'm looking forward to playing more.
So they're based in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
As I say.
That's it from me. Matt, you have not put Star Wars Outlaws down again. This is
I haven't played anything this week, really. Sorry about that. Been very busy.
Pull your finger out. Well, you haven't been busy. That's part of the problem.
Okay. I haven't been busy.
Okay.
Yeah, he says he has been busy.
David, I've been busy. I've been. So I just haven't. It's been a busy week.
You've been what?
I've been.
Okay.
Do you want it one more time?
Please.
Nope.
I've been shack. I think something happened there with the beep. Yeah, so I
Does it work the other way? Does it work the other way? I go, oh, I'm Matt. I've been. Does that work the other way?
What do you mean?
Right. Don't rub that in our faces.
I'm not. Right, should we move on? No, yeah, I unfortunately haven't had any time to play games, but I did play a little bit of the Metaphor ReFantazio demo because I haven't played a Persona game. Even when I had a Vita and people were telling me to play Persona 4 Golden, I didn't. Everyone said that was incredible. And Persona 5 looks interesting, but it just looked massive. But this one's reviewed so well that even myself, who hasn't played one of his games, I thought, I'll give it.
Sean, I'd love to have had a webcam on in his room when he was playing this and watching his face as he tried to force himself to like it because it got good reviews.
I mean,
I've literally played like half an hour of demo. So, and people played the demo for like 20 hours plus. I know it does. I know it does go into like the main game.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Well, yes and no, because your progress carries on into the actual game. So it's not like
the listeners at home, James is officially in his leaning back phase of the podcast.
He's gone for the night.
Yeah, I mean, I've got really nothing to say because I'm only half an hour in. But my question
this is the thing, isn't it? Like, I think we can. So I've played about 30-40 minutes of this as well.
Okay.
And I think what we can say is that it really suffers from that JRPG thing of like just does not put its best foot forward at all. Like, I played 30, 40 minutes of this and was like, I'm out. Like, this is not.
Oh,
for
really?
me. Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously this is the total start of the game, so it's not like they've created a demo where maybe you start like a little bit in.
Yeah. And like,
so all the cutscenes are there, all the explanation of all the features. So I
and
do
to
get
be
that.
clear, anyone who's listening who's really mad at me, I know I haven't actually played the game, right? Because I didn't do a fight, I didn't do anything. Like, you literally, there's like a cutscene that's quite long and not that interesting, and then it's like, right, now you're out in the world, you've got to reach that city over there. Also, don't fight anything because it's all way too hard.
Yeah,
That was weird. Are you kidding? Just let me do something fun, right? And then you get to the city, and it's just more constant interruptions, people talking at you, stuff happening. And as I say, I am well aware this game is universally beloved. So I'm sure if I put more time into it, I would enjoy it, maybe. But it just, that opening is just like, why are they still doing this shit?
It's what see. I am really fed up at the moment with this constant interruptions in games all the time with stuff.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
Because Plucky Squire had it.
Yeah,
Zelda's got it as well. Like, there's a lot of interruptions in that. It's really irritating. Like, what's the deal with this?
Yeah,
I mean, this.
What's the deal with interruptions in the video games now?
With it, I think it just doesn't bother a lot of people. I think it's only certain people are bothered by it, and that includes us. And
it's probably people that are bothered by it are people that are like a bit time sensitive. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there's not a lot of time.
Hey, I'm James Farley. I'm a busy man. I got shit to do. I spent 400 hours playing Astro Bot in a weekend. I've got stuff to do, baby.
I'm not as busy as Matt, with his whatever he's up to, but
working.
I'm pretty busy, yeah.
Is that what you bleeped out, was it, Matt?
Yeah, working,
look, James, do you know my prediction? Because I feel the same. I feel the same as you, but I'm not blaming the games. I think I'm just getting older. Like, I do. I just think I'm getting older and impatient, and I'm fed up of trying. I said this to Sean like a couple of months ago, because I thought there was a game had come out, and you said something like, I just can't be bothered to go through the intro of a game again, or something along those lines. And I just went, yeah, there's something about not wanting, like, sitting down with a brand new game, like setting a new universe or whatever, so it's new IP, and just going, okay, right, what's the areas called, and what is the faction called that I'm not supposed to like, and explain all this to me. I've got to get into another one. That was it. It was Harold Halibut. It was that. You were just like, and I got into that, but you were totally right, where it's like, oh, so we're on a what? We're on a ship that's crashed into a sea because is it? Okay, right. And can you just tell me the rules and the laws of this universe up front as quickly as possible so I can move into it? Yeah. It's lack of patience, I think, James, genuinely.
Maybe, but then it's also used to be all right with this stuff.
Same.
There's a new Godspeed You Black Emperor album came out the other week. And I'm just like, but when I was like 15 or 16 years old, I was like, oh, it's amazing. All the songs are like 20 minutes long and like several movements in it. And now I'm just like, right, it's another 10 minutes of train yard noises, is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah. There's some brilliant bits on the album, but I'm just like, right, it's noises. Okay, it sounds.
Can you edit those
noise
bits
again?
Sitting in Audacity, editing your Sean Bell's version of the album.
Yeah, put it on YouTube. The Sean
Radio
Bell
edit.
Yeah, the Sean Bell edit.
But you see, also the other thing about this, I mean, there's people in the chat like saying like, oh, you play visual novels and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I do, but I know what I'm getting with that. Like, I know if I sit down and play something like that, then I know it's going to be reading, and that's the whole point of the entire exercise. Yeah. Whereas this is a bit different. When you're playing something like Plucky Squire, you're not expecting that you're going to have to be sitting there just like reading rubbish like dialogue for like.
I load up something like Plucky Squire wanting to go on an adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
But James, with this, but you love the Persona game, so I'm kind of blown away you haven't been all over this, especially given the reviews.
I do, but then the other problem is that I've come to realise that I don't like fantasy settings in RPGs very much. I just don't find them interesting. I love the Persona games because they're set in like a kind of real world, that you're sort of engaging with. Same for the Yakuza games as well. Like they've got odd stuff in them, but they're still basically based on like sort of on real world. And that's not to say I don't like fantasy environments, because I do. But for some reason in JRPGs or it puts me off. I don't know what it is about them. I just don't find very engaging.
I think like it's usually especially when a JRPG does a fantasy setting, it's usually an unusual take on a Western fantasy. Like it's never like a straight sort of Tolkien-esque thing. There's always something else going on.
But I think I'd prefer it if it was. That's the thing.
And like we were talking about this briefly before the show. It from what I got from the demo, one of the things I did find really cool was that it is doing this sort of weird sort of meta narrative about the nature of fantasy, and it's like if you create a fantasy story that's set in a magical realm, is that completely divorced from reality, or is it still informed by it, and can you still take things from it? And I think that's quite interesting. It's just that in my 30-40 minutes I took absolutely nothing from it whatsoever. It'd be cool to see where that sort of stuff is going, but
maybe I should try the demo and see if,
you should.
Get anything
you might
out
as
of
well,
it,
because as I say, if you decide you like it, you can crack. You can play the full
James,
game
you've
and
gone
crack
into
on.
this with a hard, I don't want to play this, I'm not interested, and now you're leaving it with a, maybe I should try the demo.
I know, because that's the thing. Like, I don't
They're
like to be
mugging you off, darling. They're
because I
mugging
don't
you
like
off.
to be. I don't like to be completely closed-minded about things. I like to.
Because
Maybe
I would love
What the fuck are you
nothing
talking
more.
about? You're
than-
always closed-minded. to
How am I? I try loads of different things.
You're Mr. Close-minded.
Yeah.
How?
So you're not even open-minded to the idea that you're closed-minded, James.
That is
your
bullshit.
problem.
That is.
I would love nothing more than for us to reconvene next week, and James is like, guys, you got to fucking play
Finished
this game.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stunning.
He's got a T-shirt on with the weird characters on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, play it. Yeah, I mean, I started playing something. Oh, this is the kind of game I just want to turn everything off. No podcast, no nothing. Just nothing. I'll just play this.
The console off, the controller off.
Not that off. Keep them on.
Turn
Keep them on.
everything
Finally.
off.
No, and just sink my teeth into and get into it. But yeah, I don't know. It's why would I suddenly be getting into this JRPG when I've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to play amongst all the other games I haven't finished this year?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Having not played this, I just think it
I
looks
cannot
cool as
wait
fuck.
to see. I want you to come out last in the draft this year. I want your name to come out last.
I'm shitting my pants already.
The barrel scraping is going to be something
It
special.
was pretty bad last year. It's been a rough one.
Shall I work it out?
I mean, I liked Hellblade 2 as well.
Oh God, yeah.
4, 5,
You're that guy.
6.
I am that guy. No, I mean, I think there's a very obvious. I mean, we've all got a very obvious number one.
That was
And
something
after
we,
that,
we something we talked about on WhatsApp, and we'll now repeat for money. Was God of War? I was saying, wasn't I, that like one of my main takeaways from it is just going to be like, God, this generation has given us nothing.
Well, this is it. Yeah.
Visually, this game is
Yeah.
6 years old and it hasn't aged a day. Like, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
But surely by this point I should be like, but imagine if they did a remastered version.
What the PS5 Pro's about.
Well, yeah.
Well, to be fair, you haven't played a lot of the PS5 exclusive stuff, have you? And
No, that's true.
where all the visually stunning shit is going on.
Yeah.
Microsoft don't seem interested in that. I've just checked. 7 shows left before the draft.
Fuck off.
I
God.
can't.
I've got loads of
need to
games
swear,
on mine.
Yeah, I've got 10 on my list because I've finished 10 games.
Have you?
Yeah.
What?
So
Why
you
are they?
just put them all down.
Well, no. So every time I finish a game, I put in a list and I put it in order. Well, I write down in the order I finish it, and then I start building in my GOTY list. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't put the ones in that are blatantly not going to make it, and I've got 9 games on my list already.
Well, I do. I just put every one in order, even if they're shit. I just if you go down the bottom, constantly
I like
moving around.
the games that I've got written down in front of me. I'm looking forward to got you this year. It's gonna be a good. It's going to be
Yeah,
a good.
first 10 games this year. It's been a rough one. Yeah, it's been a rough one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on my list so far.
Well, yeah, James.
I've no idea. I haven't looked at my list. It's
Do you not keep a running list as you go along?
No, I do because I keep a list of what I've played and then I usually look at it towards the end of the year and decide what I'm going to choose. I've got one or two that I know are like nailed on, like for certain, but apart from that, not yet.
Oh, Astrobot.
You know it.
And that
Too predictable, James.
That is metaphor ReFantazio.
Reviewed.
Oh yeah.
4 out of 5.
Questions, Sean. Should we do some questions?
If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co.
You just got damaged in a Mega Drive game then before you did that.
Go to tcgs.co/dear TCGS. Fill it with an F. Evening all, a warm welcome back to Big Dick. Really enjoyed the discussion regarding emulation in this week's episode and found Dave's take quite refreshing. People often take the side of the little guy going up against the massive corporations, and I completely understand why. It's difficult to argue in favour of a company that refuses to modernise its approach to digital distribution of old software, which so many people would like to see become easier to purchase and play. But the fact remains, the vast majority of those who use Switch emulation absolutely do it with no intention of buying the games. I don't think we know that is a fact, Phil, actually. But I was wondering what your opinion was on hardware emulation with a device like the Analog Pocket. I find it interesting that Nintendo is happy to leave them alone, despite the fact that this third-party device is specifically designed to play their software, even if it does need the original cartridge, and is also laughably easy to set up for the use of ROMs. Have any of you been tempted by the Pocket? I'm considering getting one alongside some old Game Boy Color or GBA games for my 4-year-old this Christmas, so his first gaming experiences are similar to mine. Already looking forward to next week's episode and more of Matt's excellent puns. Yours, Philip, with an F. Oh, you don't need to buy a 4-year-old an Analog Pocket, mate. Flipping heck.
They're really expensive.
They're really expensive. They're like over 200 quid. And I mean,
they do look gorgeous, though.
They are gorgeous. I've got one. I'm very lucky to have one. Did not pay full price for it.
Stole it.
Yeah, just nicked it from
a van.
Yeah. It is a lovely piece of kit, but even I don't use it half as much as the Mii U Mini, because the Mii U Mini just has, like we've said before loads of times, it's the software on the Mii U Mini just makes it so easy to use, and it's an absolute dream. Yeah. Whereas the Analog Pocket is very much like, if there's like a game I want to buy on cartridge and play it and like really focus on it for a bit, it's really good for that. But like the experience of running ROMs on the Analog Pocket is like, it's good that they added it, but it is annoying. For those listening who aren't sure what the difference is, the reason the Analog Pocket is so expensive, because it's beautifully built and everything, but it has an FPGA CPU in it, which basically means it can physically reconfigure itself to emulate different pieces of hardware. So it's different from software emulation, because it's changing itself to be a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Color or whatever, which is amazing and really cool from an emulation point of view. But not entirely necessary for a 4-year-old, I would argue. If you want to buy one for yourself and you want an excuse, then go for it. But yeah. I would not. But I wouldn't. I don't let Isaac anywhere near mine, and he's 7 now.
But I guess it is for people who have like loads of old Game Boy cartridges. And just
yes,
want to,
100%.
But there's that, and if you want to just go out and buy one, but it's all well and good to say, oh no, get a Game Boy and play it on that. Firstly, Nintendo don't make any money out of second-hand sales of Game Boys, so it's not too much of a concern for them. Secondly, the screens and stuff, they're not. You might as well take advantage of modern technology.
When we were back in the UK, like we went in the loft, and like Asher dug out my original Game Boy, like the one I had in like 1990 or whatever, and it still works. But it's like, you look at the screen on that thing, it's like I have no idea how I play games.
It's still
on that.
I said it was one of my predictions at the start of the year as a joke, but imagine if Nintendo were just like, here's a new Game Boy, plays Game Boy games. It's got a really nice screen on it, save states, so, just a couple of modern quality of life features. And and if they announced like, we're going to start producing some classic games again, like physically, I think that would do all right. Like, I genuinely think that's quite a good idea. Fucking what's his name? Palmer Luckey, bit of a prick. He's got a company that's making like a game. I think it only goes up to Game Boy Color, but it's a similar deal to the Analog Pocket. It does actually look quite cool, but he's also a weapons manufacturer, so maybe not. But it's the point is people are doing this stuff because it is a cool idea, I think.
Yeah, and you're asking where I stand with it, and I can't tell if you're taking the piss out of me when you're saying people often take the side of the little guy going up against the massive corporation. Yeah, I get it. I look, I think, as I said last week, and I stand by what I said, that there's definitely some benefits to emulation, and I think a blanket ban on emulating things like Game Boy games, or creating a machine that actually plays them, or even downloading ROMs for Game Boy games. That I think when it's less likely to be linked with people getting games and not paying for them, where you're in a situation where it's getting games, A, you're probably not going to pay for them anyway, and B, the Nintendo are not actually actively trying to make money out of those sales. I think I know I'm okay with it. What I just don't like about what I don't like about Switch emulation right now is that it's less about harming Nintendo and more about harming all the other developers that are trying to develop for their system.
Yeah.
And if it's really easy to download their game and not pay for it, people are going to do that, and that affects those devs as well. And it just doesn't sit right with me.
So do you think that's the main reason why Nintendo aren't going after analog, because it's using like the hardware?
I don't know.
I think they would struggle. I don't think they would be allowed to do it. I don't know how it works in terms of, because the Game Boy Advance emulators, you need a BIOS, right? And usually that's where the copyright, like that's something Nintendo can copyright and they can enforce. Maybe I've got that wrong, but anyway, the point is, like Game Boy, like original Game Boy stuff, I don't think there's anything there that's like still under copyright, basically, apart from the games themselves, obviously. But in terms of what the Analog Pocket does, I think is in the clear. Yeah,
it's crazy. Someone's built another system to play Nintendo's games, and Nintendo like, yeah, fine, go for it. Lovely old job.
Okay.
Excuse me. Gary says, hi, TCGS. The world's biggest, baddest Captain Gary here, a.k.a. the Doots. Just wondering if you chaps are able to see any personal deets from people who use the contact form, or is it completely anonymous?
This is a Gary Doot.
If anonymous, do you think anybody ever uses the form pretending to be someone else when they write in? Anyway, gotta go. Adam Capone's round at my house at the Mo, and we need to start prepping the living room with butties, sheets, and party foam for our tag team wrestling event later tonight against Farley and Matt Castle. Lots of love, Gaza Dukes.
No, I don't think that's ever happened. Well, actually, we found out something interesting recently, didn't we? That Ian's been getting emails on the show without us knowing that it's him.
Oh my! Hang on, wait a minute.
Lie. Go on.
Is he Maria Ventiesa?
No.
Playing the long game.
No, I don't think it is. Yeah, that was an eye opener. I'd love to know which ones they were, but he wouldn't tell me.
Let's just simply go back for every single one and see if we can work it out.
Yeah, yeah. That can be a bonus show.
That's a bonus pod.
Yeah. I mean, to actually answer the question, I mean, I don't think anyone would get away with actually impersonating someone we know, because I think we would spot it. Don't take that as a challenge. If you
you just fucking said it now, Sean.
There goes the inbox. What is the point?
But yeah, no, there is.
Sean
yeah, we don't get any detail.
Trust me, no, there will not be one single email that gets past us.
Dave, we've said loads of times on the show before that people could put whatever they want.
I
People
know,
listening to this and being like,
said...
"Oh, this is a letter from this guy called Barry Biscuitin. That must be his real name."
Right? No, I know, but you've just said. To be clear, I don't think anyone can get it past us. That it's, I think we would spot actually, and if you do try, you ain't gonna win.
Yeah, don't even attempt it in a way.
If we do spot it, we just won't read it out. So
we're gonna have so many messages next week.
Waste your time.
God, Marie has emailed us 47 times.
You're like a TikTok shop influencer. You're definitely not going to want to get one of these, hoping that they go, yeah, I am.
Don't even try it.
Miserable, isn't it? Like, for some reason, when I'm logged in on the TCGS account, it seems to be mostly people being like, yeah, look at this waterproof jacket. It's £14 on TikTok shop. Or like,
hold on.
Do you
We'll
need to
take
go?
a 2-second break.
I'll carry on talking about TikTok Shop being weird.
Okay.
All we get is people selling waterproof jackets or toilet roll, or people being like, "Oh, here's how to organically grow your followers," and just it's miserable.
Okay, so sorry, people doing toilet roll on TikTok Shop, like
Yeah,
a
I've seen
different
that.
type of toilet roll, or just standard, but
Regular ass toilet roll.
fucking okay, wow.
It's like, it was this much from Aldi, but get it off TikTok Shop, you get 10 billion rolls for a $5.
It's like anyone's doing their big shop on TikTok Shop.
Yeah, it's weird,
Surely
man.
not.
Yeah.
It's these fucking business moguls. Oh, what are they doing?
Do you know what I really like? There's that one guy that keeps like taking the piss out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And just goes, someone at Cadbury's is going to get punched right in the face, right? Because of the pricing error on this chocolate. It's just it's so fun. There has to be, honestly, I don't want to sound like a boring man here. There's
boring man.
There's got to be regulation on some of this stuff. Because you look at it sometimes and go, you are literally just lying to people at this point. It's and there was one I saw today, and it was kind of like I just got sacked at my job because I couldn't stop doing all that, and I'm just going, when does that become?
Sorry, couldn't stop doing what?
Like I can't remember. It was something to do with either a fidget toy or something like that. I don't know. And I was just kind of like, what? When does this stop? When do they get involved and go, oh no, they're just lying to people to sell this shit?
Yeah. No, it's interesting because when I was in China last, I watched like Chinese TikTok of this, because they have tried to regulate some of this because the whole thing is like heavily geared to like selling. Like it's like I think they pioneered it there, and then they tried to like implement it into like the Western markets as well. And what they did there, so the government tried to regulate it, and one of the things that the people do to get around it is they started doing this stuff where they were creating stories that are about 15 minutes long or 20 minutes long, where it's like a dramatic scene or whatever of like, you know, like a couple breaking up or something like that, and then right at the end suddenly it'll be like it's basically they're selling a product, you know. So it's like the entire thing is like this massive long story, and then suddenly it's just like, you should really buy these toilet rolls. You know, these are like incredible. It's amazing like what they do with it. I got quite addicted to them. It's
It's just good telling.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but worth it.
Just quickly, Luke Cage, H4H.
Just a cupboard full of toilet paper.
Luke Cage, H4H in the chat just says he's still on the wet wipes, Sean. We do have them in the house. I'm aware they're bad. It's really funny. You know, these are the supposedly flushable ones that have the like "Fine to Flush" logo on them.
Right.
But then, the other day I was like, but we know that's bullshit now. So how are they still allowed to put that on the packaging? If you read the fine print on the packaging, it's like fine to flush if you flush one at a time, like one wipe at a time with nothing else in the toilet. And you're just like, who fucking signed this off? It absolutely blows my mind.
They found the loophole.
Yeah,
They found the loophole.
Nuts. Anyway,
so anyone can set up a TikTok shop, can they? TCGS can. Is what I'm thinking.
I'd love you to do that.
see you later, balcony shirts. We've got.
I'm just saying, like, you know, what could we sell on our TikTok shop?
I'd love that.
Gosh, that would be a thing.
Jars of James's saliva and stuff, I think.
I
might
would
just-
go down well.
So I'd have to source the products and then do the advertising campaign.
No, we just drop ship it, mate. We don't worry, but you don't have to like hold any stock.
I mean, if some people are selling toilet paper, I reckon we could shift some rolls.
Some James Farley toilet. I don't know. Sorry, James. I don't know why it keeps coming back to you. I think I know you're the most like
'Cause
bankable.
he's the money maker.
asset.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put James's face in toilet roll.
Yeah.
I can't
With his
believe the value of this toilet roll.
Someone at TCGS is getting fired in the morning.
Because I can't believe this must be a pricing error. Is this right? It is right. Wow.
This viral toilet paper. Okay, come on, next question.
God, sorry. Kurt Lewin asks, if you were totally honest about your strengths and weaknesses, which apocalypse from film/TV/gaming do you think you'd have the best chance of survival at? Could you take on hordes of Walking Dead zombies, survive the wastes of a nuclear fallout? Could you beat the cold of an ice age or the isolation of being the last man on Earth?
For me, it'd be the nuclear fallout.
Do you reckon?
Because, I would just, I'm quite happy to follow instructions. And you know, like how you know how it's like. There's always that thing in nuclear fallout films or whatever, where it's like they've been down there for like 200 years, and they're going, "Don't go out there," and they're going, "Yeah, but I want to go out there. I want to see what the world's like. I don't want to be stuck in this bunker my whole life." I'd be quite happy to. I go, "Don't go out there." All right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
To my computer
I'll be
game.
one of the ones in the blue suits, just going, "Okay, what do you want me to do then? Can you do the washing up? I'll do it. Fine."
Don't want to go
I'll do
outside.
that.
There's rubbish out there.
Yeah,
There's rubbish
most of
before.
in most of these situations, yeah, total lack of curiosity would go a long way. I think it'd be really helpful.
Yeah.
I
Also,
don't
the
know.
last man on Earth. I'd love that.
Would you?
Not have to deal with football dads and all of that.
Yeah, but there'll also be no football.
Yeah.
There'll be nothing.
Why would there be no football? You absolute
Because-
sexist.
Oh, well,
No,
last.
right.
Well, I was implying as in like man's and Homo
I thought it was,
sapien.
yeah,
man.
and the last person on Earth.
Oh, the last person.
Yeah,
on
see,
Earth.
I'd
Yes,
be-
what the-
I'd be up for that. I'd be up for that. Being the last
I did
person on
wonder
Earth.
why
that
it
would
was-
just-
David just thought. David just thought it's him and there's like 7 or 6 billion women.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it'd be the best world of all time.
Well, Kurt
No,
says
I-
the isolation
Not
of
in a
being the last
dirty
man on
way.
Earth.
Oh, too late,
It
David.
means the last
Oh, fucking love
person.
that, boys. Am I right?
no, not in a dirty
Very
way. I'll
lonely,
Still be
very
happily
lonely.
married to Joe. No, I did wonder what the isolation part of that sentence was.
Hang on, so.
He can't talk about willies anymore.
Oh,
With
God.
anyone.
Yeah. No, David.
It was right. Imagine my shock then, Matt, when you think what I had in my head that I was the last man on Earth.
Yeah.
And you went, "There'd be no fucking football." I was like, "Holy shit, Matt! What the hell? What is the matter with you?" Yeah, no, actually, that's the answer. I could deal with the isolation. I've got the whole world to myself.
Absolutely. I'll be well happy with that. It'd be
My
brilliant.
old job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd be annoyingly safe in like a zombie apocalypse
Why?
because I think I'm just massively
Annoyingly
Eating in
safe.
the first week.
Yeah.
Eating in the first day.
No, I think I'm just massively risk averse and quite highly strung. I didn't used to be. I don't know what happened.
Really?
It used to be it used to be chill. And
I've
now
always,
look.
always had you down as the neighbour where the main character first sees a zombie. Where like the night before he goes, "Bye, you alright, Sean? Yeah. Been shopping? Yeah. Alright, see you tomorrow, Sean." And then next thing you know, you're outside his window looking in.
I think it's like I feel like I'm regularly in situations with Nu where she will do something that she's like, "Well, this will probably be fine," and I'm like, "Yes, but with another 2 minutes effort, we could definitely be fine." And do you know what I mean?
God, you are.
Have you got an example?
What?
It sounds great.
How is she still with you?
I don't know, man. That must be annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Like she'll like so just things like when we're parking, she'll just park on double yellows and be like, "Well, we're only going to be 5 minutes," and I'm like,
Oh, that's risky
"Yeah,
behaviour.
but yeah, that's what I mean." I'm like, why,
Yeah, I wouldn't
why
do
take
that.
the risk? Why take the risk?
You can't get away with that,
quicker,
can
isn't
it? All right, Born to be Wild. What would you choose?
No fear.
I told you I'd absolutely choose the isolation. That'd be
cool,
that'd be
yeah.
brilliant.
All right,
Quite sad.
fine.
You have to like scavenge for food. All that stuff sounds like a right
Be
nightmare.
all right, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't have
Would
to
it?
scavenge though. You just go to the supermarket and be like,
Yeah.
what am I stealing today?
Tons of it.
But if
It
you're
don't
the
have to
only...
be Frey Bentos pies, basically. There'd be everything else rock.
Oh no, wait, no. You're only the last person on Earth, so you could
Yeah.
there'd still be like goats and that. I don't know why I went to goats.
Yeah.
Would there still be
For,
animals? Yeah.
for goat's cheese. You just
No, yeah, for the goats.
That'd be
cheese,
like
that's right.
chickens and all sorts, wouldn't there? Still.
Yeah.
There would be
Yeah,
all
any-
sorts, wouldn't there?
Any other animals?
sharks.
Oh, we've suddenly gone back into the classroom of that primary school again. There will be chickens.
What else would there be, James?
James,
What else would there be, James? Cats. Yeah, there'll be
Dolphins.
cats.
That's
There'll
where
be
you
cats.
that's where you get your beef from, isn't it, James? Well done.
Yeah.
Go and write your name up on the board.
That's where you get
Small
hamburgers
yourself,
from.
though.
Dogs
have to
and
sport it
dogs
yourself.
and cats and you know.
No, not dogs and cats. We don't eat those
We
ones,
don't
do
need
we,
those.
James?
Well, no one to judge you anymore.
No, but there's still
Yeah,
be
you
there.
do what you want.
I could still stroke a cat.
Okay, let's move on.
Weird. Tom Slushy
For fuck's sake.
Tom Slushy Machine returns.
What's
His
going
legal
on with
chat
you,
earlier.
James? Could someone clip that? That was the weirdest thing ever to happen on a podcast. His head went bright red and now he's not in shot anymore.
Why has he left?
Which worries me. I think he might have fainted. In a
might
minute,
have.
I'm just going to see a
You can't
hand.
faint and walk off. That's not how it works.
Well, no, he walked off and fainted.
Yeah, he's back. He's all right. And his face is a normal colour.
Go on, James, you all right?
Happened, James? Oh, his glasses on because he can't podcast without the.
He's muted
glasses on.
himself as well.
There was a minor collapse. It's fine.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Did you?
So
Did you
walked,
faint? Just saying.
you walked away to
Yeah.
faint.
It's well, I did, and then I also not. Oh dear.
Have you got like a crash mat on the floor? Oh no, what's
What's
happened?
What have you done?
I just because we got like like you have for drying clothes, like clothes
Yeah.
dryer. You know,
Clothes
I
horse.
just realised
That's the one. That's what I call them.
the clothes horse. I just realised I just knocked it. I just knocked it all over. So yeah.
Okay, James.
Wicked.
Two things that's really pissed me off about that.
Go on.
One, it wasn't in shot.
Yeah.
Two, you muted your mic.
Come on, James.
Really, really rough going that.
Can't do it.
Clothes house. Is that what they call a clothes horse
I
in
can't
Germany?
form sentences at the moment. I'm
Close
talking.
house.
Are you all
house.
right, James? Have
Das
you got the
Klaus
headache
house.
and stuff, or are you all right?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, well.
It's-
Just don't say stroke a cat again. You'll be all right.
I could stroke a cat. Okay.
No, it was David's
next.
reaction to that.
Tom Slushy Machine returns after the
Oh, yeah.
legal chat earlier. He says, "May I please ask something about the time Dr. Sorry, this is one having a go at you, James. I do apologise. Dr. Farley was caught copying and pasting Kurosawa into the answer box. The explanation that he offered when caught was that... Do we need to contextualise
Yeah, well, we
this?
should explain this because this was
we
this
should
originally
explain
on Patreon content, right? Or was this not?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
available...
It's all up there now.
Yeah. So this was the time where, one of we did a quiz and one
In
of
the
the questions...
quizinning.
Yeah, one of the questions, I can't remember exactly what the question was, but the answer was Kurosawa mode from Ghost of Tsushima. And basically, it was noticed after the fact that everyone had answer boxes on the screen that they would type stuff in. And someone noticed that James's answer just appears fully typed in his answer box.
Weird, isn't it?
Well, not only that, he pasted like Kurosawa film or
Yeah.
something, and then deleted film
Clearly
and
does-
typed
Oh,
mode
did
in.
he?
Yeah, he pasted the search term.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. So Tom Slushy Machine says the explanation that he offered when caught was that he knew the answer, but just wanted to Google it to make sure he got the spelling right. Google is a primarily text-based search engine that operates, in general, by processing queries entered in text form. My question is, what search term did Dr. Farley enter into Google in order to ascertain the correct spelling, also in text form, of the written word Kurosawa? If the answer is that he typed the search term Kurosawa in order to ascertain the correct spelling, why is it that upon satisfying himself that he successfully typed the word Kurosawa into Google, he did not simply return to the answer box and replicate that
Right
feat,
in again. Yeah.
which on his case he had managed to perform mere moments before, instead choosing to copy and paste the longer phrase Kurosawa mode from Google and then edit it to remove the superfluous text? And why did searching for the name of a legendary Japanese filmmaker whose films and their cultural impact fill many pages of Google results return the phrase Kurosawa mode, a phrase that has no significance to anybody except people either playing Ghost of Tsushima or searching online for information about the names of its modes?
I mean, honestly, I can't remember. I don't even remember what I did for that. I'd have to watch the video back.
My
Like,
favourite
'cause
thing
I
about
think
that
Tom's
video.
just laid out pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
My favourite thing about that video is when we played it in slow motion, zoomed into your face, and you could see like the question was asked, and then you had a little cheeky smile, and your face lit up because you changed the
Yeah.
browser to
Open a new tab.
Google or whatever.
My face lit up because I knew the answer
Yeah.
like, already, and I just wanted to verify how to spell it correctly, and so I did.
Just checking spelling.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolute cheater.
well
One of the
done,
best
mate.
things we've ever done that, where we transformed the stream into an episode of Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, we all had
One of the
scripts. Very
We
good.
all had
It
scripts.
was a show
Matt
trial.
was super nervous.
I think I nailed it, actually.
It's a show trial.
Maria Mendieta says, "Dear TCGS, carry on teachers. The Steam Deck appears to outdo the Atari Lynx in size, and neither one appears to comfortably fit into my jean pockets. Handhelds have always required additional carrying devices to bring them along on commutes, making me question whether their name has always been misleading. What marketing magic would you use to make pockets enticing to gamers as the official carrying pouch for their portable systems? Keep up the superb work. Sincerely, Maria.
God, they've got to be.
That's
Got to be
easy.
bigger, right?
Yeah, not just that, but I think one thing is special pair of jeans and maybe some hardcore Velcro on the pockets, and each of the pockets have they're the right size and have like the shape, maybe like cut out of the top to allow for the various kind of like button layout. So I'll get a Steam Deck, I'll attach that, and it's the right size. It like almost like fits the Steam Deck with like the cutouts of the sticks.
Yeah, does the front of the pocket need like a slit where the analog stick?
Yeah. And then for Switch, different ones. Oh, I'll Switch today. Switch pocket, bang, get it on. Different colors, maybe different themes.
Like it.
Yeah.
I think I'd go for themed trousers, isn't it? So you've got like Switch ones or you got like Steam Deck ones.
Because if you want to play another game midway through the trip, you have to take trousers off. And
mine, it's just literally a pocket switch. But
I know, but I think you'd have to like. I know, but you'd have to like commit to a system, innit? Like when you're putting your trousers on in the morning, you're committing to a system for that day.
But you're also advertising to everyone that you're. It's a Switch day. It's a Steam Deck day.
Instead of a pocket,
it's a Game Gear day.
If there's like a section on your trousers, it's like a modular system where you can attach like a hard case for different.
What, like your
system.
tray? You bought your gamer tray.
Gamer tray.
When was the last time you used that, Sean?
I can't remember.
2000 and never.
No, I've got a better idea. So there's a little HDMI cable at the bottom of your pocket, and you put the console in there, and that slips in, and then in your belt buckle there's a projector. And you just, and it's just, so you're on the train and you're just like, fuck this, put it in your pocket, like on the seat in front of you, you're playing Mario Kart.
So you have to keep moving your crotch like you're having a Wii, but like that's what you do to move the screen.
Yeah, actually, the positioning's not great because if you play with the controller in your lap, you're going to be obscuring the screen for most.
I wonder if it'll ever be a thing that, like, so obviously, like, smart glasses exist with relatively different amounts of success. What if, like, one day it's just like any devices you have on you will just stream to your smart glasses? Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll just carry a piece of hardware that just fucking plug it into your
we got the next Steve Jobs up in it.
We're called futurists.
Imagine a world.
If I go onto AliExpress and search smart glasses, I wonder if
can we all buy some?
This sounds like a Patreon stream. Come on.
It depends how much they cost.
This sounds like a Patreon stream where we all buy other people's smart glasses and then we test it for a week. We record little videos like we're The Verge or someone.
We are The Verge.
I'm testing out. Oh, are they? Even on Temu.
Smart AR XR glasses, £384.
No, thanks.
Worthy investment.
25.
I do think the metal ones are starting to look quite attractive. I mean, I don't think I'm in a position to do it. Like, did anyone watch the Orion video of their new?
I didn't.
They do look very impressive, but obviously that one they're nowhere near consumer ready, and they say it's too expensive. But yeah, I mean, God knows what we'll be in like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, man.
Don't know if we're ever back to normality, but.
MD Krabuff says, "What was the best holiday you ever took?"
Oh God, mine was Cuba. That was some holiday. Yeah, it was just a really nice holiday, but nothing amazing happened. It was just a really nice hotel and that. that was the one where we went, and they went. It was all inclusive, and they went. Have you ever? Who's been to an all inclusive before? Like Joe, like loads of people put their hands up, and they went. Yeah, no, but this is real all inclusive. And we were like, well, she went, trust me, as you walk around, you'll work out that it's really all inclusive. And there was just like shops there, and everything in there was, you just take like you walked in, it was like a sweet shop. It was like a sweet shop, and then you just filled your pick and mix up, and then you walked out. And they had arcade machines, and they were all on free to play. and all the pool tables were on free to play.
Oh, damn.
And we walked down to the beach, and there was a pub.
Oh,
on
right,
the
so there's
beach,
loads of
and
ads, and it like really. you know what I mean.
That was one of his quips, wasn't it?
That's just bad.
Yeah, there was a
Definitely
pub on the
wasn't a
beach,
pun,
and that was all
to be fair.
included. Yeah, it was nuts.
I've never done all inclusive. I'd love to do it. It does sound dangerous.
It's dangerous.
But yeah, I would. Yeah, God knows how. Oh, yeah, I can't.
You
wait to
sit
do it
there
again.
at 10:30 going, where's just looking around, seeing if you can see one other person with a beer.
Yeah.
that you can walk
What
up.
can I eat or drink now?
My best holiday was our honeymoon for sure. Went to Santorini. It was just nice because it was not only we were there long enough that we didn't have to think about time. I think we were there for like 9 days. So it wasn't like, right, well, what are we gonna get done each day? It was just like, yeah, fucking whatever, it doesn't matter. And also because it was our honeymoon, like we'd asked, like, instead of gifts, we said, like, if anyone wants to chip in towards the honeymoon, that would be amazing. And we were really lucky, people were really generous. So it was like just not having to think about time or money really for the week was just I mean, obviously the island was lovely as well. Hired a quad bike for the week and just like
nice.
driving around on the island. Like, yeah, it's so nice. I think it's probably the last time I was ever truly relaxed.
Oh no! Or it takes another quad bike and you can be relaxed again.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I'm doing, like with the e-bike. I think I'm just sort of reliving the quad bike dream.
The thrill.
Yeah.
Yeah, my best ever holiday was also my honeymoon. We went to New York. We lived for 5 days.
Nice.
I've always been a big fan of New York anyway, and just going there. I think you might have said this as well, David. Like when we got the cab from the airport and just seeing like the city skyline coming to view, is almost genuinely took my breath away. It's like almost seeing a celebrity just seeing the city. Like that's the New York from the movies and from culture and stuff. It's mad. And just like being in there, I was. It was just an amazing experience just to see it, experience it, and obviously all the kind of standard touristy things. But yeah, and so afterwards I was obsessed for ages. Like back then Tumblr was big, and I was just seeing all the pictures of New York all the time on Tumblr. I was just I'd love to go back. It's just an amazing
walking
place.
around Leeds going, I'm on the sidewalk.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking.
New York's just amazing. I'd love to go back.
I told you before I had the most unintentionally brilliant start to my holiday in New York, which is brilliant for me, but it's really bad for Jo. She was really sick on the flight over, so when we got to the hotel, she was like, I can't go out. Like, I've got to just stay in the hotel room for a bit. I need to sort of find my bearings again. So I said, well, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go and walk around New York. So I put my headphones in and listened to the Downward Spiral by walking around New York City.
Rather than taking the sounds of the city. You're like, fuck that.
No, because the music just really works with everything. And then I went to go into the Gap, and I held a door open for a woman with a pushchair, and she went, "Thanks, darling," as she walked past. I was like, I have arrived.
I'm in New York.
I've arrived.
I said when we were playing Space Marine 2 the other week, I was playing co-op. We were talking about the fact that like one of the Space Marines has like a Scottish accent, and we were like, "Why? It's the year 40,000. Why is he still why regional accent's still a thing?" Which then became a running joke about like being like a group of Space Marines from Queens. One of the Chaos Gods is called Nurgle. So then it just became a whole evening. Oh my god, we gotta fight Nurgle!
James, which of your 7 holidays you've taken this year was your favourite?
Every single one of those was for fucking work. Like it's
Okay.
But yeah, no, my favourite holiday probably I think was Tokyo because it was
brilliant. I was about to say, I never forget the photos. Honestly, you get photos of James on holiday and he always looks done, like that he doesn't want to be there. But when he went to Tokyo, he was sending us photos, and it was the first time I'd ever seen you smile.
Yeah.
You look so happy.
It was great. It was a really good place. I really enjoyed it. Want to go back, but yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah, well, Japan. Not this is a question, but in terms of where would you love to go? I'd love to go to Japan. That's the thing. Place I'd love to go to the most. 100%.
But again, wasn't part of the question.
No, I think it should be part of the question. If
well, look, we're here, aren't we?
Better.
We might as well do this last question.
Yeah, go on then. It's from Pepsi Salad. He says, we've had Bell's Kitchen, but have the others thought about doing food and drink themed streams? You could have Farley's Risks. James tries a bunch of unusual foods he's not sure he'll like. Murray on curry. Matt tests himself against spicy dishes from around the world. Turner and Hooch. Dave gets smashed on Alco Pots.
I thought about similar to, I mean, it's not a unique idea, but I thought, wouldn't it be great if we all got together and did hot ones?
Oh, no,
I
mate,
hate that idea.
I would fucking
I just
die.
think it'd be really funny.
I like spicy food, but I hate that idea. Like, I hate that that's a thing.
Why?
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
it's a
I only
great
really see the
idea,
clips on
but
social media,
is
but
Is it? What's a good idea? But I've never really got it. Like,
it's just
Hot Wings
funny
thing.
seeing celebrities, like, well, anyone struggle with, like, you know,
I
with
suppose
hot
at
food.
least
Is it
the
though? We've
point
seen
with
it
hot
in-
ones is that they do suffer. It's not like, because obviously my problem is I'll have a coma and be like, yeah, I need to go blow my nose. And
Well, yeah.
but do you know what I mean? At least the whole setup is like, well, yeah, you're supposed to be uncomfortable. Like, it's not supposed to be. Probably I would tap out earlier than everyone else, but at least the whole point is we'd all be a mess by the end. You know?
I think eating hot foods sort of peaked with Mikey in Big Brother when he had the Scotch bonnet. And he just started going. It's like one of my favourite clips ever. Although there's also that when he's swimming in a swimming pool and accidentally hit a baseball in his head. That was also very good. Not remember Mikey in Big Brother?
Oh, I'm not sure I
think
do
I was
actually.
watching it,
Mikey, Brig. Oh man, Big Brother.
I rated the guy. Okay, that's it for the. Yeah, you do recognise it, don't you?
No, it's just the first thing was like Mikey, Big Brother, Scotch bonnet. Oh yeah, him. Yeah. Oh man,
That was very good.
Michael Hughes.
Okay. Are we done? Is that
I
it?
think we're done.
Yeah.
All
go, man.
right. Should we get socials?
Oh yeah, we stream on Twitch. We're streaming a show right now, in fact, if you're watching on Twitch. And if you have, in terms of our streams, we're not streaming that regularly, but if you go to our Twitch channel, /TCGSCO, or search TCGSCO in the app, you can follow our channel and get notified when we do go live. And if you've got Amazon Prime, a Twitch account, Connector account,
Did
and
you
you
say they'll get a card when we do go live?
Did I? Or no, what did I say?
Sounded like it. I don't know.
Oh, not this again. It wasn't a pun, and I don't think you'll get a notification when we go live. I think, oh God knows what I said, doesn't matter. If you've got an Amazon account, oh fucking hell, if you've got a Twitch account and an Amazon Prime account, connect and get a free sub every month. Go to our channel. We really appreciate those that do that. If you miss a stream live, go to YouTube and search TCGS. You can see the VODs of those streams. We're on Patreon, which is patreon.com/TCGS. If you want to support what we're doing, get monthly exclusive podcasts, talk servers, streams. It's all on there. The website is tcgs.co, or you can go on there. You can see our store to get merch. You can find a podcast, our amazing Discord community, and so much more.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends where we are.
What the fuck was that?
My phone just opened up. I was looking for a tweet.
Oh yeah, your phone
because
did it on its own. Yeah.
No, I opened it up. I was looking for a tweet because we had a bunch of new listeners, or someone recommended us on Twitter this week, and a bunch of people went, "I'll check that podcast out." Please do let people know we're here. You know, you've got like IGN. It's like, yeah, we're IGN. Listen to our podcast. And you got, Video Games Chronicle. We've got video. It's like we haven't got that. Okay. No. We haven't got friends in the industry tweeting about us all the time.
They hate us. Everyone hates us.
Because we are making them look silly.
Their silence is deafening, frankly.
We do this in our spare time. Seriously. Please tell people we're here. I don't want to sound desperate, but come on.
It's nearly Christmas, and we've got kids.
Oh, we got our Christmas party coming up, haven't we?
Yeah.
TCGS Christmas party, a second annual Christmas
I want to do more
party.
planning for that as well, because last year's first one is
good.
Ideas. Good chat. I think we should go more hardcore this year.
Just got some ideas.
Let's workshop
James doesn't remember it by the looks of him. Look,
he was
I'm just reading. There may be another Disco Elysium studio thing.
What, a fifth one?
Yeah.
Go on. This?
Is that a joke?
It's not a joke. I'm just reading it on IGN. But I'm trying to figure out if it's a reposted story or if it says this seemingly fifth outfit trying to keep the disco dream alive. Doesn't sound. Oh no, I think this is maybe the same.
They're taking the piss.
This is the one we talk. I think
right, we'll catch you next week for more video game chit chat. Thanks for living it. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Fuck off. Oh.
Bye.